Hello, everyone. Hello. It is I, Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Hey, everybody. Hang out and chat. I see the tentacle. Rissa, I see the tentacle. How are you all doing? It is hot. That's where I'm at. It is hot and humid, and I don't like it, but it's fine. What's going on? Hey, everyone. Ice Bunny, Rissa, Atomica. What is going on over there with y'all in chat? With me, I am, what is it? It's Thursday. We are going to play Night in the Woods. We are hanging out. And I have got stuff to do. Hey, Levi, how are you? So, Kulan, hot and humid is bad for books. Bad for... Hey, it's a bit tamer in the South Coast than in Boston. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I'm gonna turn down some of the, oh, I can't. No, I can. Here. I'm gonna turn down some of this volume. There. Ice Bunny, of course we're playing today. It's Thursday, we're playing. A little under the weather, but have secured Melissa Etheridge tickets for me and Anna. Oh, Melissa Etheridge is so good in concert. She's so good in concert. I am jealous. As a matter of fact, hey, Empress Pookie. Buried in Google tabs, sticks an arm out and waves high. Empress Pookie, hey. You're just making me think about how there are Big Frida tickets. Big Frida will be in Boston the same weekend as our national conference, and I think I need to go get tickets. That's what I think I need to do. Also, hey, Streamlabs is looking kind of weird for me today, so I don't know if we're going to get any... Like, I don't know if our followers and updates and all of that is going to work because, you know, I'm not even quite certain. Yeah, isn't that weird, Atomica, that just, like, 60 miles makes such a big difference in your weather? Like, everything's fine, and then all of a sudden, like, you just go a little bit to the left or the right or the up or the down, and all of a sudden the weather's so different. It's so strange. What is your dumb question, Ice Bunny? And also, hey, Anarch Dovey, how are you doing? How are you? And Ice Bunny, what is your question? And I agree with Kulan. No question is a dumb question. The only dumb question is one that you do not ask. Ooh, oh. Rissa was thinking about going to Geek Girl Con, but it's the same weekend as the concert. That's fair. Just go next year. Go next year, right? Geek Girl Con, I feel like it's part of a lot of your interests, and it's in Seattle, which is also like a place that you know well. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. Then I say bow at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fan, or info. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. But if the first two letters are ever the same, I drop them both and say the name like Bob. Bob drop the B's, Bo, or Fred. Fred drop the F's, fo, red, or Mary. Mary drop the M's, mo, airy. That's the only rule that is contrary. Be boodle floof, be boodle floof, be boodle floof, bo, e boodle floof, banana, fana, fo, fee, foodle floof, fee, fa, mo, me, moodle floof. Be boodle floof. Thank you for the resub, Be Boodle Floof. How are you doing? Welcome in. Oh, we've got so much stuff. Oh, it's a sub, baby. Oh. Anarch just drawing and thinking what I should ask from my Bruja prisoner that I put on a meat hook. Anarch are you playing a hunter or a vampire or a werewolf? What are you playing? And I feel like you should ask the Bruja how their day's going. That's what you should ask. Like, you still have people, so like, just Carissa, just come next time. Oh, what does the J in Trooper SJP stand for anyway? It stands for Joseph. My middle name. It's my middle name. How many pages conclusion should I write on a 20-page paper? Says Ice Bunny. Because I have so many points to make that I may have less than a half a page less left.
Come on to my house,
my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you everything. Grinny, thank you for the host. Also, Grinny, I have to tell you something. Hi. I just wanted to tell you that. So, because this time I repeat a lot of other thoughts, feels like there's no space for my thoughts. All right, Ice Bunny, we have a longer discussion to have, and I'm going to have it right after I finish looking at the rest of the chat, but we have a longer discussion about what is the purpose of an academic paper. Let's see. I'd redo my sub too, but I can't switch prime spot on mobile apparently. Oh, Control Freak, wait. Control Freak, are you in the hospital right now? What are you doing in the hospital? Are you okay? Like, can we give you a virtual hug? Do you need one? Like, do you need like all sorts of like good positive feelings, like vibes? Control Freak, if you're in the hospital rather than visiting, I'm sending you all the best vibes. I hope you're okay. Erg, I'm ill and Control's in hospital after having surgery. Oh, you've had what? Control Freak. Control Freak, I'm thinking about you right now. Where are you? Pacemaker, but you're okay. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that you're okay, Control Freak. And you should be saying, husband, go to sleep. I'm glad that you're feeling better, and I'm glad that you got an upgrade. Is your new pacemaker like Iron Man or something? Does it give you special powers? Like, can you levitate? Maybe that becomes important. You know. I'm just wondering if you have like special powers now. This is what I want to know. Anarch is playing a Tremere of House Karna. Levi says, I thought the 3D print of a catapult went bad when I glanced at it this morning, but it looks pretty okay now that I got off the build plate with just a minor warp. Oh. You know, I was just talking to somebody about 3D printers, because I've seen 3D printers that look, the stuff that they make just looks kind of bad. It just looks like weird layers, and it looks strange. And I was told that this is actually, that there are way better 3D printers now than the things that I was looking at. So that's kind of cool. I am excited to find out if there are better things. Let's see. Hello, my name is Nicolette, and I'm 100% totally functioning adult who did not just melt candy melts just to eat melted chocolate. Hey, you can eat melted chocolate if you want to. Grinny, you eat that melted chocolate. I honor it. Yeah, all the hugs to you, Control Freak. So 3 leads, so I don't know, I was zapping peeps with static before, maybe I can't. Maybe you can shoot lightning. I'm saying it's impossible. And then like, you could be like, I shoot lightning at people, shh, and then like you have a superpower. Crone's like, that was not the tab I meant to close. Levi says, yeah, Trooper, I got a resin one a couple weeks ago, and it's a little finicky, but it prints so good. Huh. So I think that I was told that the thing that I was thinking about was plastic, and apparently it's much better. Mobile is sneaky. So, Ice Bunny, about your question. There is no set number of pages for each thing, right? And also, conventions will vary based on field and also what your individual particular professor wants. Your professor may want something very different from what anybody else might want. So things are, right, variable. You do need to talk about other people's thoughts because you are in conversation with them, so you need to ground yourself in the conversation, that's really important. Otherwise, you're just sitting in a room talking to yourself, and that does not make a good paper. You want to be engaging with other people. It's a conversation. So you do want to, because it helps people understand who you're talking to, who should be reading your stuff, why your work is important, how does it contribute. So you do want to talk about other people's thoughts, but you also need to be working and supporting your argument. You can't let other people's thoughts overtake your own. So, I mean, I find you're not going to want, I mean, of the body of your paper, no more than half of it should be some kind of lit review or summarizing things. Hopefully a little bit less than that. Like, you know, in an ideal world, like a third of your paper would be a lit review, and then your work, which is always in conversation with others, but still that's centering your argument. And I would say, for me, my rule of thumb, and of course this is always going to be a little bit different, you've got to like give and take, is about 10% of the paper is your introduction. So for a 20-page paper, like 2 pages for your intro, and then half of that for your conclusion, unless your conclusion is something super massive. So like for a 20-page paper, I do 2 pages for your intro, 1 for your conclusion, which leaves you with 17 pages. And so I would think of no more than 7 of those 17 that are left doing setup. So like lit review, context, larger context so people can understand what your work is about, all the things that people need to understand so they can understand what you're going to argue, and then the 10 pages for your argument sort of in conversation with others. But, you know, and if you can get that 7 down to like 6, that gives you a little bit more space depending on how your argument's set up. But that's what I would say. That's what I would say. Oh, we've got a 3D printer exchange going on over here in chat. I'm going to lurk and be in and out because I have a bad attention span, and I'm also doing too many things. You know what, Grinny? I have one thing to say about it. Hi. That's all. Boondock Saints ruined rule of thumb. Just cut off thumbs. Mark Twain, the writing is what I tell my students. Tell us what you're going to tell us, and then tell us what you told us. Right? I mean, and so that you don't get repetitive and boring, when you think of that Mark Twain, you can think about you can nuance the Mark Twain by tell us what you're going to tell us with why it's important, tell us, and then at the end, tell us what you told us and how it might be applied to new things, right? So you can think of what I'm going to tell you, why you care, the thing, and then what I told you and how you would apply it to new things, right? So you can kind of think of that journey. Thanks, Rissa. I care about Sharkle because I want to make Grinny Weasley happy, and so I've been working on it, you know, because I care. And I think it's also important to, when you're thinking about tell us what you're going to tell us, and then tell us what you told us. You want to think about what the purpose of doing that is. And it's because you want to tell people what you're going to tell them, what's in this paper, and why it's important in a short version, right? No more. That should all be done within the first 2 pages of a 2-page paper, because if people are really busy and full and they're trying to go through a lot of research, and they're trying so somebody's working on a project and they need to know, maybe they're working on a project on your favorite artist Nolde, and they're trying to find work on Nolde, and so they're going through a lot. They've done all they're getting a big huge literature review. They've got like 20 books and like 40 articles. What they're going to do is they're going to go through the first few pages to see whether or not the things is actually relevant to what they're looking at. So those first 2 pages you want to know is like the way to sell your paper, to let people know, yes, this is a paper that you need to look at, or this is what's in it, so you know if you need to continue reading further. And if they read it and they're like, oh, I'm looking for psychoanalysis and this doesn't seem like it is, then they just put your paper aside because your first 2 pages don't tell them that there's nothing they need in it. Or they look at the first 2 and they're like, oh, wow, actually, I really do need to read this paper. And then you do the whole argument, you do the whole thing. And at the very end, that's when you say like, hey, I just told you this whole stuff, and here's how it might apply to different things. And here's how to here's a cool takeaway. So, you know, that first 2 pages, or first one page, if it's a 10-page paper, your first little section is the trailer, right? If you think about like a trailer for a film, that's what I would say. Hey, Jer, how are you doing? Jer! In this comment, I'm going to tell you why ATM is a good method of broadband. Okay, ATM is a method of broadband that allows more data to be sent more reliably over existing installed media. This comment has told you why ATM is good. See, okay, Krellin, that is almost perfect, except that I would want a better conclusion statement for you. I would want you to take that and sort of move forward with it with something like, rather than this comment has told you why ATM is good, I would probably go with something like some kind of like further implication or application about what you just said about more data being sent reliability over existing installed media. Something like ATM's excellence at may or the importance of more data being sent reliably over existing installed media has implications on radio waves or whatever, something. Oh my gosh. 500 word abstract hops. We often get like 250. So then we're like at just 250 oh my goodness. Yep. And the thing is, I think that people look at that advice, tell them what you're going to tell them what you said, and they take that a little bit too literally sometimes. They're like, they don't realize that you need to, that there's like a purpose to that function. Ooh, Carlin gives us updates. ATM allows us to expand broadband speed without additional installation costs, which is the only way we'll ever expand broadband on the US capital. Oh, Krellin, that's so interesting. Now I want to hear this paper of yours about ATM. That's really interesting to me now. Like, now you've just given us like a whole thing. I was like, oh, well, now I want to know more about this. Like, that's really fascinating, right? Like, now you've given me all the stuff and now I'm interested in it. And now I want to know Krellin's presentation on ATM. What does ATM stand for? What does it stand for? Riss is like, I've always hated that format. Probably a good thing that funding for a master's wasn't available to me. I wrote that paper in like 1999 for my technical writing and networking classes, but I'm not sure I still have it. Oh, asynchronous transfer mode. Huh. So, Krellin, is ATM a software protocol? Is it like, how do you get more stuff under existing installed media? How does it work? I get what you're saying, but like, is it a physical thing? Is it a software thing? Like, how do you get more stuff without installing new things? It's a communication protocol. Thank you. See, that's interesting to me. See, I think that is fascinating. And here's the thing, right? If you write it well, then people who are not even in your field will be like, oh, I'm so fascinated by that. That's so interesting. You're welcome, my Spunny. And it wasn't a dumb question at all. It was a totally fine question. And that's, we've got a bunch of people here who have it here in the foxhole that have written these kinds of things. So this is a thing that we know well. And I think that, I also think how repetitive you have to be will vary a lot depending on how large and how complicated your argument is. I always think of it as signposting. It's a set of standards on how to relay information. And Ark Dovey says, I would really like to own a sword. especially a Sverd, or as it is more known, Viking sword, migration era sword. Also would like to own a Sex, which is a multi-purpose knife, but I want to own a big one. Antarctica, you should go get one. Like, if you can afford it, go get it. Krellin says, like, TCP IP has negotiated that it goes, hey, listen, I'm going to send you an X byte packet. Sends X bytes. Okay, I've sent X bytes. Did you get it? Oh, so it does the same thing those papers do. Right, Levi says, Antarctica sounds like you should get a sword. Yeah, you should totally get a sword. And Krellin, how does TCP IP differ from what ATM does? Like, what is the analog for ATM? Oh, basically, about that beginning part where you tell them what you're going to tell them, the more complicated, the more detailed you have to be in that beginning, because all you want in the world is you want to signpost what's going to happen so that your reader is never lost. Like, that as your reader is reading your thing, that they know where they are in the paper and where they're going, so like it's easier for them to follow. It's just a way to like help your reader know what's going on. And also, hello, Mr. Awful McPerson. Welcome back. It is good to see you. Words are the greatest swords you can own. I hear that the pen is mightier than the sword. ATM uses fixed length packets, so it doesn't have to do all the overhead negotiation of packet size. Oh, that's really interesting. Oh, that's super smart. That's super smart. Remember to get a weapon permit for it in Europe. Huh. I wonder if that's this. I imagine it's different in different parts of Europe, yes, about what kind of permits you might need. Speaking of, guess what, everybody? This is a thing that I'm not happy about. My trackball died on me. Like, it is dead. I put in a new battery and everything. Where's my cursor? There it is. And yeah, it's dead. It's not giving me any kind of joy at all. So it's dead. And so I have to get a new trackball. And so at the moment, I am back to using a regular mouse. And can I tell you, I am out of practice with a mouse for real. And it is super awkward. I've only had a trackball for, I've had this for about 1.5 years, maybe. Yeah, a little less than 1.5 years. And in this 1.5 years, I have gotten so used to the trackball as a means to get around the computer that going back to the mouse, like, this is just nice. Like, it's nice. I'm like, oh, look, ooh, 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 and I don't have to move my hand. It's really comfortable. And going back to is super awkward. I just want you all to know it. And I never thought that I would I would so internalize that trackball, but I did. Kulan says signposting helps you keep your structure while writing too. Oh, yes. Yes. I guess I did it not too wrong to say it kindly. That sounds good. It's probably a cat. B. Boodle says, I have a few swords. Swinging them about gives you a great sense of power. Not for use in public, though. Unless you want to stab people, B. Boodle. Like, if you want to stab people in public, then that's, Yeah, I don't know what the weapon laws are. It's so weird. In Denmark, they have to check that you have a weapon permit if you want to buy a decoration blunt weapons, and if you have a decoration sword, it would break because the metal is treated different. What if you wanted a working sword, Ice Bunny, like an actual sword that you could use? Luckily, I think I've seen those styles of trackballs in the past year. Oh no, they're still in production. Although I'm trying a different trackball that's not by Logitech, by a different company, just because everybody says that these are great, and I really do love it, but that they break often. They don't have a lot of longevity, which is so weird. So I'm gonna try a different. Oh, I didn't tell you. Not only am I trying a different brand, I'm trying one that's left-handed because I'm left-handed, and I've never tried What if it's awesome? What if I hate it? I don't know. I will find out. This is like my experiment. As a reader, says Atomica, I can say it can be rather off-putting to be incredibly negative when giving opinions. I'm reading a book where a guy reviews movies from the 90s and he only really goes into detail when he has a complaint. It's off-putting. Yeah, I think that this is, Atomica, what you're talking about, I think, is when people confuse critique with negativity. Like, a good critique of something may not be negative at all. It might be something that you think is great and wonderful, but a critique is not like, this sucks, you ruined it. It's like, hey, this is how this is working. This is what's happening here. And like, a critique could be completely positive, but it's about a kind of a detailed reading. And I think a lot of people just don't understand that, and they just think, oh, critique, I should say messed up things. And sometimes that's not even a critique, it's just a rant, and it's not good. It doesn't have the range. Rissa says, I have the same one, so does Stacy. She goes through them 2 times faster than... Yeah, oh, okay, so Rissa, you have the same one. And I don't know, this lasts me like a month, a year and a half. And it just died, and I don't know why. I don't do anything weird with it. Like, I don't like dance the Macarena with the trackball in order to ruin it. Like, I don't know what that's all about. Stabbing people in public has been frowned upon in all societies. Okay, fine, we're not going to stab the people in public. Permit for blades over 30 centimeters, I think, because they had stabbings in the nightlife. Krellin, it's funny, right? Because they were often in public, but in like remote secret places, right? My mind's so lewd, it sees a bad dragon dildo when it sees that trackball. You know what, Mr. McAwful person, if that is what you see, I honor it. Like, no judgment. No judgment at all. Oh, my stuff is covered because I'm a registered reenactor. Oh. She-Ra Season 3 was well written and very entertaining, but releasing 6 episodes a few months after you released Season 7 isn't a season. Oh, okay, right, like, that's, yeah, right, totally. Yes, and I think that we could have like a really interesting critique about what seasons mean, especially in the new era of Netflix. What do they mean? What is their function? How do they work? How do we understand them? Like, that's a very interesting conversation to have. Mm-hmm. Well, you do stream up to 6 days a week for 3+ hours a time, and that's before discarding actual work. Yeah, but they shouldn't die. You know what I mean? Like, Rissa, I just feel like it shouldn't die on you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they should not be that, I feel like they should not, like, I'm just saying that mice last for years. Why does the trackball not last for years? That's all I want to know. Jair says, in America, owning several swords makes you a private collector, and you don't need a permit. Kulan says, my warband tends to raise a few eyebrows. Riss is like, agreed, but I'm putting it... You know, I like to think... Wait, I'm a heavy user, like a heavy metal user? That's kind of... flimsy! Thank you, Atomic. I was like, there's a word I'm looking for. Flimsy, that's the word I was thinking of. And Stacey doesn't even have that excuse. Yeah, I don't know. I don't... now the dustbins... And the thing is, I keep my trackball clean. Do you know what I mean? Like, I pop out the ball and I clean the little thing and I make sure that it's, you know, like I take care of it. I don't know, but I do like it. And if this other brand, this left-handed trackball doesn't work for me, I'll probably get another one of these, even though, ever see pictures of early NASA staff with all the gnarly face scars? They were Nazis who did sword fights as a point of pride and often got into pretty horrific wounds, recruited through Operation Paperclip. You know what's interesting about that, Levi? About sort of those German dueling practices. Krellin, I am going to play a game today. I want you to know it. What's so about those facial scars? A lot they would it became a thing where in these dueling clubs they would wear these special fencing masks that would protect like their eyes and their nose, and then they would just like hack at each other's faces. It was just to get the scars. It wasn't like, oh, we're dueling because no, they're like, I want to get a facial scar because that's a mark of whatever. So it was a little, you know what I mean? It was a little like, a little sketchy there. Yeah, Finland, there being a lot of stablins, mostly because almost everyone owns a knife, because a lot of people go camping or own a suburban cabin with no electricity, so knives are very common. Mr. Awful McPerson says, I have a 15-year-old Logitech mouse and I think it's dying. Although I haven't used a mouse for 4 months, so it might be that. Huh. Chicks did, and the thing is, when I read that the dueling practice was like artificial, do you know what I mean? Like like it wasn't like, hey, you have spurned my honor, let's get into a duel. It's more like, hey, let's get some cool scars. And so they would just like get into scar to hack. Like I was like, well, that's not even good. There's like well, here's what I would say about that. This is how I would frame it. I wouldn't say men are dumb. I would say that our social structure, well, so we don't actually live in that century anymore. I would say that social structure that that told men that their masculinity was not valid unless they maimed themselves, that was what was dumb. So men aren't dumb, but a social structure that toxic masculinity is dumb is what I would say. And toxic masculinity is something that is upheld by both men and women, right? So not all men and not all women, of course, but I would say toxic masculinity is dumb, and that is something that is not, and men, and yes, right, men is a social construct. This is also true, right? And so like that sort of concept of like what it means to be a man, right? Then you're like, what it means to be a man is to hack each other in the face with swords, and you're like, well, that's dumb. The ones who got it in a duel are 90 years old or more, and Trooper, not all anyone are smart. Do you know what I mean? Like, not all anyone are smart. Not all women, not all men, not all non-binary people. Not all people are smart. And men is a social construct. It's true. It is. And as Jer points out, most things are social constructs because we live in society. That's right. That's the thing. Most things are social constructs because we live in society. And of course, though, just because they're social constructs doesn't mean they're not real, and it doesn't mean they don't have an impact on us. And things can be a social... Yes, Krellin. You know, and like, because they're things that social, like things that we socially construct have a lot of power. Money is a social construct, but I can't just be like, money is not real because it's a social construct and have that work out for me. Probably won't work out for me, is all I'm saying. I still have to pay rent. No one is smart. We are dumb pack animals. Atomica says, reminds me of George Carlin's take on tattoos. Oh, you're a tough guy because you have a barbed wire tattoo. Ah, you have a picture. Come back when you get some real barbed wire and squeeze that shit on there. Then I'll think you're tough. Every generation has its symbol of greatness, right? And right, everyone, yes, right. Everyone has their weird symbols that they decide make them whatever it is at any given point in time. If you know any history at all, you should realize just how, oh, Shavai, it's so true and it's so fascinating. I think it's really interesting. It'll work fine until the bank won't accept your chickens in lieu of a mortgage payment. And you're like, but chickens. You know what I think is so fascinating about the construction of men and women and et cetera over time? And this I think is so fascinating. Those of you who know your history, maybe some of you don't know this, but you know how blue is for boys and pink is for girls. And like, we all know that is true. But that wasn't the case, like in the 19th century. Like the color switch happened around the turn of the century, and before then, blue was for girls and pink was for boys, and that's what everybody knew to be the case. Like clearly, blue is a feminine color and pink is a masculine color. Clearly, because women are cool and sort of like are cool, but like pink is like red and that's an active, aggressive color. So clearly, so like, and it's just interesting how these things that we think are just the way things are, like they just even weren't always that way. Right. And yeah, right. So like, yeah, so Kulan's got it, like pink, red, blood, masculine, strong, right? Yeah. Like we just had it flipped like a little over 100 years ago. Oh, Javai says, yeah, it's really interesting. There's a reason why my focus at university was gender roles in whatever history I studied. Fire versus water. Yeah, and it's like, I thought, yeah, blue is a calm and a docile color for girls. Yeah, right? Like, it's total BS, right? And it's so funny that we've just flipped it. And I love thinking about gender roles. Here's another one I think is so fascinating. Like, also, not just gender roles, but also how we understand certain institutions. Like, for example, and we're going to play Night in the Woods. But, so for example, if you go back to 18th century, right, the 18th century-ish, people thought, like, the idea was that women were, like, hypersexual and very, like, they always wanted sex and they were, like, always, like, horny, and men, like, didn't really have sex drives. Like, this idea that people say now, like, oh, you know how men are, they're just really horny, they just want sex all the time. That is not how people thought about men in the 18th century. They thought that men never wanted to have sex, really. Like, that just wasn't a thing that men wanted. Like, it was like, it would be fine, they would do it, but they weren't really into it. Because men were, like, rational, and they were all in the mind, and they didn't, you know, they were just sort of mind focused. But women, being of the body, were all, like, you know, scary sexual beings. And, like, we kind of think the opposite now. And people will be like, oh, but it's biological, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just telling you, people change what they think biological is in radical different ways. Levi says, I saw a comic I like, one person asking another, do you have a type? And the next frame is the ASCII sweating, imagining a buff orcish woman. In the background said, orcish woman over and over and over. And in the third frame they said, nope. I love that. Ice Buddy says, blue is what Mary, mother of Jesus, is wearing, and that's why it is girls. Plus, it's the color of Disney Frozen, and she wears light blue. Right, but there's this idea that that's like a boy's color. If you put blue on a little baby, everyone's gonna go, oh, look, little boy. Like, we're just so weird. Atomica says, I just hate it when people use wordplay to try and sound intelligent. Why is it called history and not herstory? Because you don't know how etymology works, and that's why. Etymology or entomology. I want the never mind. I'm just thinking about bugs now. Mr. Awful McPherson says, and also red blue representing evil and good got flipped. Originally, red symbolized good in religious painting. Yeah, isn't that like? And there are like pictures of the devil being blue. So interesting to me, like how we sort of flip those things around. Boys with Boys was about getting dirty, not about getting randy. Yeah, and dress all babies in Slayer onesies. And I just think, and the reason why I'm fascinated by this, why I think it's so interesting, and I think actually important to talk about these things, is because it helps us deconstruct the things we think must be, right? When you say, well, like I've heard people say, well, you know, right, when Satan wasn't a figure but an idea, exactly. Babies should all wear black like their souls. Yes. The etymology of history starts with this. Yes. The Blue Devil. Yes. So here's what I was thinking, right? Like, you know, when people say things like boys don't cry, and people will say that it's like biological, that somehow boys are incapable of crying. It's not something that is like physiologically possible, which is so stupid. Of course, we all know that. But then people think it's true. Do you know what I mean? Like, people think that that's actually true, and then you'll get boys who will cry and they'll feel bad about it and guilty and think, oh no, what's wrong with me? Because I cried. Because we tell people that this is somehow impossible or not appropriate. And I think that if we can just recognize that the way that we imagine people being has changed over time, at least for me, that means that then I can think, oh, wait a minute, if it's changed over time, then maybe it doesn't have to be that way, and I don't have to be like that. And then I'm not necessarily a weirdo if I don't do this thing, because it's not some objective truth. It's right where we're like, I'm still a weirdo, right? But at least it lets me know that, you know what I mean? Like, for me, it's always been empowering to recognize that a lot of our ideas are sort of just contingent on time and place, because it gives me agency to say, like, okay, wait, maybe there's a different way to be, and that's okay, right? Then my niece was a boy for the last 5 years because she was the biggest Frozen fangirl and looked that part thanks to me. I'll be fighting snails in the margins, please continue. I was a crybaby as a kid. I was very sensitive. And like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know what I mean? Krellin says, it's psychologically impossible for boys to cry. I guess I proved I was a man earlier today. Boys don't cry, only men cry. Yes. Krellin, I love that. And it's just like so stupid, right? And I just think all the things that we can do to try to unlearn those, or at least just sort of recognize that that's. Can I tell you all something? Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? I'm going to tell you something. This was in the 90s. No, bats don't cry. They're inanimate objects. I was, because boys don't cry. I've always been interested in like how society sort of like constructs things, even before it became academic, because and so I was in the army, and one day I decided to pick up Cosmo and maybe Details, or it was like either Details or Maxim. Like it might have been Maxim, because I was like wanted to get one of each of these magazines and see how, like, what are these magazines doing? Like, these are aimed at women. This one's aimed at women. This one's aimed at men. Like, what are they saying? Because I didn't. By the way, Jer, thank you for that ad quote. Is so good. It is so good. Boys will be bugged by Cape Town is now in my brain. Hey, Barantor, we're talking about social constructions before we start our game. Yeah, no, I think Volpez, I think it was Maxim is the one that I read. So I looked at Maxim, one issue of Maxim and one issue of Cosmopolitan. I was like 20, and I was like, I'm gonna read these two magazines. And yeah, it was the 90s. So thank you, Atomica. It was the 90s. It was Maxim. And Rosie Greer was right. And no, I decided to get, and I don't read those magazines normally, but I decided to get one of each to sort of see what they were saying and how they were presenting the world to people, because I was watching a lot of messed up relationships in the army that were like just super unhealthy and very, very bad. And I was like, okay, well, let me see what these magazines have to say. And I read them and I was like, this is depressing, because there was dating advice, right, in both of these magazines. And the dating advice was, from my point of view, so unhealthy and so awful. And the dating advice in Cosmopolitan was basically told the woman, when you go on a date with a guy, if you want a guy to be interested in you, don't tell him anything about yourself. Like, don't tell him what you're interested in. Don't talk about yourself at all, because he's not interested. Just ask him questions about himself. Just make sure that you keep asking him about him. If you tell him about the things that you like, it'll be a turnoff for him and he'll be intimidated. And so just focus on him and have him talk about himself. And also don't eat food at the date. Like, you can have a light salad, but don't eat real food, because he won't like that either. Like, the whole thing was like insane, right? Like, it was Barantor says military plus relationship equals 50% chance of a catastrophe. Oh yes, it was. So it's just like weird, like, have a light salad, but like don't ever, like, they said specifically, don't talk about your work, don't talk about your hobbies or your friends. Actually, just basically don't talk about yourself, just talk about this guy. And I was like, this is terrible. So then what? You date somebody and they don't even know who you are? Bad idea. And then the Maxim one also depressed me. That one was really bad too. That was an article about the dating advice for that one was how to get the girl to like you, what not to drink at a bar. And yeah, great way to keep a narcissist around, like, no good, right? And it was supposedly this article was supposedly written by a woman. Yeah, be brutal, like, on no occasion let them see the real you, right? Someone not talking, only eating light food sounds like someone not interested, just wanting to leave as quickly as possible to me, right? Yeah. So be someone else is generally horrible advice people get about dating, and it's true. And the one that was aimed at men, it was supposedly written by a woman. I don't know if this is a real woman. I have no idea. But it was, hey guys, do you want a girl to like you? Well, this is what you can and what you cannot drink in a bar if you're out, if you want girls to like you. So it said things like, you can drink beer, but you can't drink cheap beer. So you can have a Heineken or something like that, but you can't have a Budweiser or Coors, or else women will never want to date you. You can't drink wine. If you drink wine, a woman will never want to date you. When it comes to cocktails, you can't drink anything that has an umbrella in it, or women will never want to date you. You can drink whiskey and bourbon straight. That's okay. Women will date you if you do that. a rum and coke is a little bit iffy. Like, you might be able to have that and have women still date you. Otherwise, you'll be unloved forever. And I was like, what the hell? Like, why don't you drink what you want to drink? And if they don't want to date you because you drink wine, don't date that person. But it was like so terrible. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was so, yeah, it was like this list of arbitrary social rules. It was so awful. Well, if it was Maxim, it was about dating, but it was actually about dating. It was like, and I was just, I think if they were drinking blood, then you're like, I don't know about that one, says B Boodle. Yeah, and I think, right, Levi has it. Like, this is advice for making sure you only date extremely shallow people. But the thing that it hit me, right, and these are like 20-year-old trooper thoughts. The thing that hit me was that they were really framed, the way the advice was framed was that if you don't follow this advice, you will never be loved and you will be alone forever. And I think that these magazines like this and these kinds of advice, they prey on people who are young and don't have a lot of experience and are nervous about like being successful and getting dates, and they want to be in relationships with people, but they don't yet know how to do it because they don't have a lot of experience. And then come these sort of magazines which are predatory and other sort of advice bits saying, well, you'll never, ever, ever, you're going to be old and alone and die unless you lie about who you are completely and also buy our product. It was so depressing to me. It was so sad. It was awful. I was very disturbed by that, you know? It was bad. Mr. Ultimate Person's like, sounds like how to start a cult. The name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bow at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fan, or info. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can rhyme. Devil crayon, devil crayon, devil crayon, bo bevel crayon, banana fan, fo fevel crayon, fee fi mo mevel crayon. Devil crayon. Thank you so much for the sub, Devil Crayon. It's a 4-month streak. Woo! No, he does. Cher says, I've had a lot of whiskey and I've never been loved. Joke's on you, Maxim. Atomica says, well, look at the BS pushed at for dating. Fake hair, fake face, push-up bras, fake breasts, high heels for height. They're slammed with marketing, right? And that's the thing, right? This is about marketing. It's about making people feel insecure who they are so you can sell them stuff. And yeah, well, you should just look at the pretty pictures in magazines like Cosmo. Well, in the 90s, I did date some blood-drinking goth girls, and were fun. Yeah. And it's, oh, cool, I want to die, millennials. Lies, says Devil Crayon. Yeah, and I think that's the thing, right? I think, wait, did Atomica, did, what? Hey, Atomica, did you, oh, Nightbot. Right now, I'm not getting, I can't, Nightbot. Drink obscure wines, people will love you. I don't need to spend money on magazines to get to hear that I would never get a boyfriend, and I prove them so wrong. I think I have a better relation with my boyfriend than the women who bug me. Well, yeah. I actually found this site about laws relating blood weapons and reading it now. Oh, bladed weapons, not blood weapons. That's different. Yeah, and I just think that that's going back to capitalism, right? The ways in which capitalism preys on insecurities in order to sell you stuff. Like, it's really terrible. Because here's what I'm going to tell you. Atomica, I don't even know why. I'm going to just sing you a song. That's it. Conan Mars is my go-to, but I love a good 18-year-old. Oh. The members of my family who criticize me for being single or exclusively in unhappy relationships. Levi? Yeah. I've noticed that one too. And I think the thing that I think about is that I knew a lot of people in the Army who all got divorced in 2 years, right? They all got married at like 18, 19, got divorced by like 20, 21. And all of them basically lied to each other to date each other, right? They never said who they really were. They never shared their real thoughts and feelings. And then of course, like that means that's not going to last that long. You know what I mean? And I think they got all sorts of really bad advice and then they ended up getting divorced. It was really bad. You know, that's all. You would be shocked knowing me from 14 years ago. Hey, but we know you now. They want to share their misery, B-Boodle. Well, look at the radio, says Atomica. Do you know how many times I hear a hair removal commercial followed by a hair loss recovery commercial, followed by a discount Viagra pill commercial, advertising? Yeah. And it's so funny, right? Like, I think it's interesting because they say things like, do you have gray hair? No one will love you. Get rid of your gray hair. Do you have no hair? Spend thousands of dollars on hair. Like, I was like, wow, like you need to like, stop being vultures. Do you know what I mean? Like stop being, but that's what they do. My dad has the opposite. A bad marriage ending in divorce is what got him in the military. Oh, that is a flip. That all those dye commercials, right? And I just like, Speaking of commercials, do you know what my favorite are? And by favorite, I mean, like, what is going on in this commercial? My favorite are those commercials for infomercials where they're trying to sell you some sort of product, but the product is completely useless, and so they have to make it seem like that. Okay, so for example, capitalism is just blood vultures out to make you hate yourself, to get you to spend money. That's Devil Crayon. And Levi says, guy's beard goes from salt and pepper to solid black, and suddenly a attractive woman is on his arm as the saturation goes up, and you're like, how did that even happen? Gray hair's got me more days than not, right? Yes, exactly. She cheated on him, he divorced, her aunt was on a draft board, and guess whose paper got... Ooh, Atomica, ouch, no good at all. So I saw this one infomercial. It was pretty amazing. So it starts off like, hey, do you have a hard time pouring sauce into your Ziploc bag? And like you see this woman and she's got a saucepan full of red sauce and she's got like a Ziploc bag and she's trying to hold it open with one hand and pour spaghetti sauce in the Ziploc bag, and of course it goes everywhere. And then she's like, wah wah. And they're like, well, worry no longer, because now we have these flat bottom Ziploc bags with like these sort of that will like stay open so you can pour the sauce in easy. And then she pours the sauce in and she's like, oh. And then I was like, who pours this sauce in a Ziploc bag in the first place? Like, what is this? Why is this even a thing? I don't, it's Krellin, see, I'm with you. Who pours sauce in a Ziploc bag? I don't even know what that's all about, right? I don't even know. No, Krellin, I'm totally playing a game. I'm totally doing it. Like, we're gonna start really soon. Really soon. I was that chick who counted weeks on oatmeals and ramen to save money and get designer accessories. So I looked the part because there are some in real life who judge you on the things that you have and not the person you are. Screw those people is what I say. Screw those people. Like, I don't know why you'd want sauce. I don't even know what the point of, like, I would never even do that. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know. It doesn't have the range. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't put sauce in a Ziploc bag. I would put it in a Tupperware. Like, I don't understand what even that was about. It was very strange. And Ark Duffy says, I get angry about ads these days and I decide not to get the product at all when specific ads pester me at every new video I watch. And when I see it too many times, I decide not to get the thing at all. And Ark Duffy, I will also do that. Like, if an ad ticks me off, I will spite never buy it. Because they always say things like, well, you know, any advertisement is good advertisement. I was like, no, if I remember your name and I remember that I hate you, that is not good advertisement, and then I will never buy your product. Atomica says, the whole thing of people just using tools in the dumbest ways possible is my guilty pleasure. Like, no, it's true. It's the Mr. Show bag cut commercial from Democrat, yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know why you'd put, I just don't, infomercials are super dumb. and Atomica gets super pissed off at bad storytelling in commercials. Yeah, I think, right, you're gonna put it in a bag to freeze it for later, but yeah, you like put it in the Tupperware, right? Like I feel like that would be the way to go. This is what I think. Sauces and stocks in a Ziploc, or you put them in jars, right? Yeah. But okay, Jer, do you spill your sauce everywhere when you're putting your sauce in the Ziploc bag? I just feel like maybe you use a funnel if you're gonna do that. Like, I just feel like there are probably better ways than like, oh, whatever. They were just so ridiculous. That's all. Krellin says, I wonder if any of those actors who play idiot that doesn't know how to do basic functions in infomercials ever went on to fame. Idiot who doesn't know how to do basic functions. Oh yeah, please, Devil Crayon, put it in the media musings. You know what I was thinking about though? I bet those actors know what's going on, and I bet they're taking a Mickey. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like they're laughing at the commercial at the same time. Also, Kulan's cake brings all the girls to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. And I'm like, it's better than mine. When you make like 40 dinners for your family of 12, Tupper's taking up too much space. Oh, that makes sense. The guy, Atomica says, the guy wants to go on vacation with his wife and can't because she spent enough money on a dress to keep them from being able to go. And she's just like, tee-hee, oh well. And then the next commercial, they're on vacation and he's having fun at a hotel and she gets all mad that he's actually enjoying himself and takes him out of the party even though he paid for the... That's a terrible ad. I was like, oh, those people should get divorced. Like, this seems like a super unhealthy relationship. Jer says, I don't spill it, no. And as for reasoning, the Ziploc bag lays flatter and therefore unfreezes faster. Oh, that's smart, Jer. Yeah, they only won't make cakes. They're just using you for your cakes. The worst. The worst. Yeah, bad infomercials. So here's what. We're going to play Night in the Woods, everybody. We're going to play Night in the Woods. We're going to do it. Because we haven't played it in a while and I want to find out what's going on. Let's play. Let's play Night in the Woods. It's International Cat Day. I should play May for International Cat Day. I actually game time. I actually freeze. Well, don't freeze them, but I refrigerate meals quite a lot. When I'm actually cooking, I'll make like 3 days worth of meals and then put them in the refrigerator, not the freezer. And I don't have anyone to talk to. Meow, meow. Commercials about prescription drugs, oh, tick me off. Because they usually lead with, don't take this if you're allergic to this drug. Like, how do you know if you're allergic if you haven't tried it? And whose doctor lets you just suggest a drug to treat yourself? Yeah. Yeah. As a single man, I don't freeze meals. If I don't freeze meals, so much food goes to waste. Yeah, I don't freeze them, Jer. I tend to refrigerate. Like I'll cook for like 3 or 4 days and like that'll stay in the refrigerator. So I do a lot of, I have a lot of frozen stuff that then I like frozen peas, right? I'll get like frozen peas, that kind of stuff. It's just in the fridge, freezer, defrost, set up 4 meals worth of stuff. And because I will tell you what, being a single person, rough. It's being a single person, food stuff is tricky. It is tricky. So, oop, no, that's not what I want. There we go. Prescription drug commercials is why I only watch things on Netflix and Prime these days. A lot of doctors prescribe advertised medicine if a patient asks for it, because if they say no, they lose the patient who will just find a doctor who will do it. Oh. Yeah. And $250,000 in student loans need a lot of patience. Yeah, I'm thinking about, we were in here before, but I thought we could just see what's up. I think we're good. I think the other thing about the precision drugs that always bugs me about them, oh yeah, it's broken, it's messed up. Jarrett, also as a bipolar person, I make a ton of food when manic and have frozen microwave meals when depressed. That's really good. That's really good. That is super smart. And like for me, I get really busy and I will just, Krellin knows, I will just not eat food sometimes because I get really busy. And so if I can make enough food for 3 or 4 days, then I know that I will eat it, and then I will eat regularly, and then that's better. Oh, look, there are boxes here. Did I eat today? Yes. Hey, where is everybody? Hey, where's everybody in my home? Like, my mom's not here. Oh, we did have that fight. I had a sandwich. I went to a cafe to go and do work, and I finished reading all the stuff I need to read for these fellowships. Now I need to write the applications, and I need to do that probably tomorrow. But I did have a sandwich. I just need to eat something after stream. So yes. Also, where did my parents go? Yeah, see, that's good. Even Rissa says, even being 2 people can be tricky. Oh, I want to read that comment. Oh, I can't. Oh, hold on. I want to read that comment because, here we go. Even being 2 people can be tricky. We let too much fresh stuff go bad, and when we cook for more than 1 meal, we often have too many leftovers. We get tired if we don't freeze it. Yeah. This is the problem. Forget to eat. I know. Yeah, this is the problem, right? That if you don't have if you're not cooking for, there are 2 problems. Okay, folks. I'm gonna tell you. I have to tell you this thing because it's a thing. It's like a little pet peeve of mine as a single person. The weird thing about Operation Subsistence, says Atomica, is I eat a ton more fresh food since I don't have refrigeration. Oh, well, that's good. So what I was thinking and now you're eating healthier than you have in years. That's great. The thing is, this is the thing about being a single person. One, you don't get the economies of scale, so you can't buy in bulk. Like, you can buy like things like rice in bulk or things like that, but like a lot of the things that you would get, like milk, vegetables, fresh, like a lot of fresh food, it comes in sizes that's not super great for single people, and so like you have to like eat it for it doesn't go bad. It's so tricky. Like, it's just ugh. And so yeah, and then you have to deal with like it's I'm just saying that like it's not easy being single. I'm just gonna say it. It's not easy. Like, do not get me wrong. I love being single. Like, I love being able to do what I want, when I want, how I want it with my time. That I want to hang out with my friends. I'm gonna hang out with my friends. I'm gonna be on stream. I enjoy being single. I enjoy it very much. However, economically, being single is tricky. That's all. Anarch W asked, does anyone play old, outdated games a lot? I have found that most modern games don't really do anything for me. There are a few I enjoy, but not a lot. I'm playing Vampire the Masquerade Redemption nowadays, and even if it's an outdated 3D Diablo game, I just find the characters and the writing so enjoyable. I want to replay it a lot. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll play old games, or sometimes it takes me so long to finish a game that by the time I actually get around to it, it's old. That happens. Right, and then Riss is pointing out that like some of that doesn't freeze well. Yeah. Me eating out every day is my economic stimulus plan, says Krellin. Yeah, right. Like, being single is awesome. It's just like the economic part of it. These things rarely come in, right? Yes, right. So like in Double Cran's point, these things rarely come in smaller portions. Like, it's just very tricky. Mr. Awful McPherson says, honestly, I just want someone accepts I'm Pan, likes to cook meals for them, and being a house husband, and lets me write in peace. That would be amazing, right? Like, that would be great. Where did my cursor go? Hello, cursor. Here we go. A pint of milk. Yeah, it's just. Pro tip, check for any local food distributors. If they have a depot, you can usually buy a single serving. Oh, that's really good. Retro Gamer here, right? We're gonna let May find her people. We're gonna see what happens today. Ooh, hello everybody. And if you, yes, Krellin, yeah, and if you do cook, then you have the same thing for 4 nights in a row. And I will say this: the depot I go to sells at reasonable prices because they don't charge for shipping, because they aren't, and it's usually extra stuff. Oh, that's really good. I end up not eating leftovers, and then I'm mad I'm through. Yeah. So the thing is, I will say, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing about me, but maybe it's because I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it is. Cooking is such a stress reliever. I will say that one thing about me I have noted is that I have a pretty high tolerance for eating the same thing over and over and over again. Well, over and over again, I mean like 4 days in a row, like not like I don't go wild, but I have a pretty high tolerance for eating similar things over and over again. Like that's fine. So I can do it, but cooking is also just, a big hassle. That's all. That's actually why restaurants are good. They can get the economies of scale and still make meals for one. This is true. And they can do things that are not particularly practical for me to do by myself. Because I don't even have like a full kitchen in terms of pots and pans. And like, I mean, I have pots and pans, but like I don't know if I have any cake tins. Maybe I do. I don't know. Atomica says, and let me tell you, when you buy one chef-sized carrot instead of a grocery store bundle of stick carrots, you peel less and you get more veggie. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Actually, hey, guess what? I remember what happened last time. We were walking around town and we were already through here, and we've already spoken to a lot of people. We just need to finish our wandering. That's where we're at today. I know where we are now. We're wandering around the town. I do have a kitchen. I have a kitchen. I think the stove I have is a little bit questionable, to be honest, but let's go underground. Like it's kind of like a little small kitchen. It's not the worst. It's okay. But my stove is a little bit iffy, and I should probably call in facilities to fix it. I bet some rat babies would love a delicious pretzel. Ooh, I'm gonna steal another pretzel, apparently. We're gonna steal another pretzel. I have so much stuff for cooking. Oh yeah. None of the students have a kitchen. I have a little kitchen in my apartment because I actually have an apartment, so that's like a little bit different. In the culture centers, they do something like a folk kitchen where you gather to cook a dinner together. Mm-hmm. Like the whole building had a kitchen, but it was one communal for, yeah. May, I think that May needs to work through some stuff. I would love a delicious pretzel. May is May. May is sort of like, valorized a particular kind of punk rockness that I don't know if, is particularly useful. I got this. Don't look at me. Ooh, my rogue in the D&D campaign I joined isn't even a thief. No sneaky skills at all. Ooh, what kind of rogue are you? Like, what's your rogue archetype, Krellin? Tell me about your rogue. Well, I think, okay, one of the reasons why I like rogues in D&D, which kind of tells you about my relationship to D&D, is that because they've got so many skill points, you can kind of make anything. You like, if you want to make a character that is not your standard archetype, you can do it through a rogue, at least in 3, like in 3.5. If I wanted to make something that was sort of custom and not the same thing everybody else does, I could usually do that. Right through a rogue. It's Neverwinter Stones. I think I should look into an Instapot, a crock pot. Oh, that woman's not there anymore. Still true in 5e. Sage Scout Rogue. Oh. Like, basically, oh, hey, look at that. The rogue is like one of the only ways for me to get like a point buy thing in. Atomica says, I got dragged into GMing a new D&D campaign last week. How's that going? Anarch W says, like Coterie and Redemption in Dark Ages era is great. All of them are great friends. Wilhelm, for example, does not ever leave your side, even if Christoph has righteous wear thing going on. And when you get to Final Night, you meet him again, and he joins your gang again. And seeing Christoph happy, sealed from his great. I love when they actually care about those things, right? Oh, this is a good question. Where is everybody? What? Oh my God, we used to do that. Awesome. Well, you go easy on my street. Deal. I think that this person has been tied up, and I think that May is not going to help this person because May's a little the worst. May's got things going on. So we're gonna go all the way. Right, we're gonna go all the way this way, and then we're gonna come back and talk to people. That's what we're gonna do. I've been having such a tough time finding players for my games and getting accepted into campaigns. Oh, I feel like you just go and. I feel like what are the games you're wanting? It might be the game system or where you're looking. Hello, what is this all about? I was so sad that Serena couldn't come back because the Cappadocians all died. Oh. Running it on Discord, going slow, 3 to 4 players are newbies, and I'm learning 5e as we go. It seems like 5e seems to be pretty elegant. Yeah, May's having a serious case of the feeling. She's really trying to work through some stuff. Let's see. What's going on? Hey, Germ. Hey, May. Hey, I'm Scams. Scams? That's Jenna. Hi. Hi. I'm Bill Dawn. And I'm Germ. I'm May. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Hey, Germ, you coming to Heartfest? Maybe. Are you guys going? Yeah, we might hop over. Check out the partay. I mean, y'all got ghosts here for real, right? Yeah. What? Little Joe, you know. Oh, yeah, man, local legend. My man Tapeworm? Out in Bright Harbor? He told me he never got off in this town. Because of the ghost. That's a load of crap. He sneaks into rail yards and snatches up the good and the pure. Well, you kids got nothing to fear then. Damn it, old timer, we're pure as the air. All right, well, I guess I'll see some of you there. He's my ex, he owes me. If you're willing to take games online, there were more players, local can be difficult. And that's true, there's actually a lot more stuff going on. Nice to meet you, online. Cappadocians still confuse me in World of Darkness, as I know them as people from Anatolia. Yeah. I think Roll20 is tricky, actually. I think a lot of people have a hard time finding games on Roll20 if you go through their interface, because there are a lot of people, and the people that I see that are more successful at finding games find games not through Roll20, but through like the Legion server or some of the sort of RP servers we're all part of that they have like looking for people, and then they go and they play on Roll20. I think there are a lot of people who are flakes on Roll20, maybe. The scheduling, as usual, it's a bit hard, but they amazed me with the first encounter. Ooh, tell me about how that went. Pure Orange Arrow Town. Same, little lady. See ya, Germ. See ya. Germ likes the darkness. That's fine. Germ likes the darkness. If you've never played a game on Roll20, yeah, I think that's really true. That if you haven't played there, yeah, it seems to me a bit easier to find groups in other spaces and then go to Roll20. Yeah, right. That kind of like go for that smaller forum. I think that actually works better. Also, what are these weird things? What do you think those things are? I mean, I don't know what they are. But let's go to Snack Falcon. everybody, we're gonna talk to these guys. They kind of came back as harbingers of Skull's bloodline. Huh. You going to Heartfest? Nah, I'm gonna watch the game. Is there a game tonight? Well, no, but I was gonna watch my fave highlights. Why don't you come out? It might be good. Stretch your legs, see the parade. Ever seen the game live? Nah, never. Come on out to Heartfest, you never know. Yeah, all right. Yeah, go Smelters! Go Smelters! I like that they won't let me in the bar. It's fine. But look, I'm climbing on things in an inappropriate way, which, you know, a bit option of overload at Roll20. You know, I think that one of the problems with Roll20, I think, is that hey everybody, I'm jumping around on people's homes, and oops, dang it, I really enjoy jumping around on people's homes. Gang, I'm having a bit of a situation. Who am I hanging out with today? Am I gonna hang out with B or May? They were escorting a cart of people who were plagued, this is the encounter from Atomica, to a contained village. Halfway there, a bunch of people came out, weapons at the ready. They not only asked a ton of questions to get info on the people, but figured out they were trying to protect their families from being put into isolation. And the barbarian talked them down with diplomacy. Of course I talked to them. They're in pain. They're not my enemies. Oh, that's great. Hey, good on your players. That's really great. I like it. You're right, yes. But the question is, do I hang out with Greg? Gosh, Krellin, do you remember back in the day when you were really limited in what you could do? Back in the day, D&D were like, barbarians, like, you just, you know, there were no backgrounds, so you just were very limited in what you could do. How's things? Good, Heartfest Rush. No one's in here. You missed it. The horror. Oh. I done got horrored. Getting horrored at work is the worst. I'm just gonna say that. I like it. When I had that job that one time, I worked the longest night rush. You know, you've never mentioned having a job. Greg makes you do crimes, B does not. This is a very good point, Krellin. Ugh. That's a story for another time. Anyway, you're here now, and I'm here now, and it's a lovely day, and I was worried I'd have to smash these light bulbs, all by myself. So, what's up? Nothing. Later. So, I could smash light bulbs with him. We're gonna go and just see what's up with B. We're just gonna see what's up with B. By the way, not an ideal party. Bard, Cleric, Warlock, Barbarian. Not bad, but they aren't min-maxed. They are more interested in telling a story. And that, my friend, is awesome. Let's, I'm a little worried because I think Greg was a little depressed. Happy Halloween! That's a fine group, Atomica, assuming someone's an urchin or criminal and has thieves' tools proficiency. Yeah, I feel like Bard, Cleric, Warlock, Barbarian sounds good to me, because the Bard can probably do a little bit of trappy stuff, and your Cleric's for healing, Warlock for DPS, and your Barbarian for, like, tankiness. I think it sounds good. So, football transfer deadline spending hit 1.41 billion. Whoa. Whoa. Krellin, I know you're right. I know you're right. I know you're right. Yeah. Hey, you too. You feeling spooky? Oh, extremely. Can't you tell? Do your spooky face. His ears. Angus, you're just smiling. It's because May's a bad person. And it's adorable, not scary. Oh. Nice effort, though. Everybody, I just want you to know that I'm just loving you all in chat today. I just want you to know that I'm, like, I've missed you all. I've missed Spoopy-Face. I've missed streaming. I missed you all. I'm actually in session right now. They're being recruited by the god of death and don't even know who he is yet. I feel like don't do that. Hello. You hyped for Harfest? Harfest is pretty dumb, right? I'm gonna watch a bunch of old Dracula movies from the 60s. That actually sounds really cool. It is. Gonna get a pizza too. All to myself. Wow. You have life way more figured out than I did at your age. Really? What were you doing then? Hanging out in really embarrassing places online? Ruining my life. Ooh, that's tricky. I missed this, you know, like, I missed it too. I just want you to know that I did. I just missed you all. I was like, I miss streaming with you guys, with you all. I just, like, missed all of your faces. I mean, I'm not seeing your faces, you know, but, like, that week away made me miss you. I'm gonna have one more week away, but then, like, we'll be good. Backgrounds get forgotten in D&D a lot. I've not seen people use it a lot and only take the proficiencies from them, and DMs I've played with don't really reward ideals flaws. Oh, they should. Like, I think it'll just take a bit more time to get used to it, I think. Thank you, Chabra. Thank you, Kulan. I just have missed you all. We're gonna say hanging out in really embarrassing places online. Thank you, Ice Bunny. And I really appreciate being able to talk to you all. Like, I really... There's a weird raccoon in the background. Just wandering around creepily. Okay. Yep. See ya. Later. So... Oh, hey, look. It looks like... everything is so great and harfesty. Which is basically just a less spooky Halloween? Whatever. I just want to head home and get ready for tonight. I could just do that, or I could wander a bit, take in the harfesty air. Well, I'll get home when I do. I feel like... Oh, hey. People are chatting. I should feed my rat babies. Oh, hey, look, it's my aunt. Hey, Aunt Mall Cop. Mall cops don't carry guns, May. Jeez. I guess you need that gun for... What are you doing? Blocking off the road? Oh, yeah. Wouldn't want to do that without a gun. We had first raccoons migrate to Estonia this year. Really? You didn't have raccoons in Estonia before? And where are they migrating from? Raccoons are super violent. So Neverwinter is a treasure hunter archaeologist, right? Estranged from his family because he didn't want to stay home and be a good mason like the rest of the family. Sage backgrounds, who's proficient in history and arcana. Oh, that's good. See, I like it when you can do that. Raccoons aren't native to Europe. Are they New World? Are they from the Americas? And if so, how do they get to Europe? Are they raccoons? Where are raccoons? I need to know this because raccoons are a little scary. They're a little scary. Like, I've seen them like attack cats and like just like pick like they're smart. You know how many times I've shot someone? No, tell me now. Once. You kill them? No. So you're saying you don't really need it then? You should carry a battle axe. That would be impressive. I'll look into it. That Ferris wheel looks like a nightmare. Thanks, Colleen. That's helpful. What's wrong with it? I don't trust giant load-bearing machines you can assemble and disassemble in one day. It's the hit record. We've always had the hit record at Harfest. Yeah, since 1984. Maybe that's a clue that we should retire it. So, speaks Dwarven, Elven, and Draconic because I figure those were the languages most likely found in ancient ruins in Faerun. Okay, everyone, let's take a step back here and cool down. We are going to have the hit record at Harfest tonight. What hit record? Fine then, I'll send all the lawsuits your way. Wait, what? Bring it, Colleen. What are we talking about? It's a population that got into the wild from collector zoos. Oh, I really wish raccoons were domesticated, not absolute sociopaths. They're so adorable. So they left the USA in protest of the politics. So they're native to the Americas. Okay. And yeah, Atomica says that the idea seems well put together, and I think it does. They started to be brought to Europe during the colonization, stowaways and merchant ships and the like. Oh, that's interesting. To be fair, everyone's sort of used to the sight of firearms. Security guard with an axe would totally make me think twice. But, right? I think it would be a choice, a bold choice. Raccoons were most popular in New England, which has also where coonhounds were bred. The Tanuki in Japan are pretty similar. Oh, since they are a larger rodent, they didn't proliferate as much as other smaller rodents like American breeds of rats or mice. And they were probably brought over as curiosities. Well, see, these are things I find really interesting. Oh, hey, we're back here. Europe does have an indigenous population of bison called Vicent. Population less than 1,000 and mainly lives in Eastern European plains. We've seen all of these. Harfest. All right. Huh. You know, I keep thinking about things. The old, the aurochs, the old ancient giant cows that are violent in Europe. The old violent cows that would gore people, and then the Europeans killed them all because they would gore people. I'm not judging Europeans. I'm just noting that people, hi mom, people don't really like nature when it's goring them. This is what I found. Yep, aurochs. You've excavated an auroch skull? Ooh. Aurochs, like the only domesticated animals we had to make smaller because we couldn't handle them. One of the main things that stunted the Americas for development was that the only pack animal native to the continents were the llamas in Peru. That's so interesting. Yeah, oh, Mr. Awful McPerson, so funny, right? Because everyone's like, potato, it's like the most Irish thing. I was like, potatoes are a New World crop. Tomatoes are a New World crop. Actually, a lot of things are New World crops. And I kind of feel like so many things we think was being typical European food, you know, are New World crops, which is why trade routes are so limited. Horn cores with like, whoa, wait, what? The horn cores were the length of your arm? That's a little scary, Kulan. Name a vegetable is probably a New World crop unless it's cabbage. Yeah, peppers, tomatoes, potato, eggplants. You know what's really interesting? There's an episode of The Avengers, the TV show, the British spy show, where they go to a winery. Well, basically, they find a spy. There was a spy who was under some kind of secret undercover mission. They weren't quite certain what it was, and they found him in the middle of a field, drowned in the middle of a field. And you're like, how did that happen? It seemed like he, and they weren't quite certain what happened. Anyway, he got drowned because the English rain was so heavy, but it was only so heavy because there was an evil diabolical mastermind doing evil diabolical mastermind stuff, and their search to figure out what was going on brought them to a winery in England. And yeah, Europe had all the root vegetables. And so this winery made traditional English wines, and they were things like dandelion wine and cucumber wine. And I was like, oh, buttercup wine. I was like, right, because they don't grow grapes in England, right? So they wouldn't be making grape wines in England. That would not be a thing they would be doing. And so I think it's interesting to think about things that we take for granted, but then actually are new. Parsnips, turnips, carrots, apples, right? Apples, mead. Yes, mead. So like you'd get like mead and you'd get sort of honey, you know, like honey wines and maybe like flower wines, things like that. Screw the orange carrots. Give me some old world purple, red, or white carrots. Give me some real flavor. And monoculture of wheat is also a recent introduction. We still use non-wheat crops very widely. Yeah, like there's a bunch of these different kinds of non-wheat sorts of things. I think the funniest part of the British Empire is they conquered the entire world in search of spices, but British food is so goddamn bland. They found all the spices and decided they didn't like a single goddamn one. I love a good mead too. Mead is Egyptian. Krellin has a point. They do like salt. Rye, buckwheat, barley, oatmeal. There's another one I'm thinking of. What's that grain? Spelt is what I was thinking of. Spelt, that's the one. But there are like a lot of grains. There are a lot of grains actually, and we tend to sort of do wheat a lot, but there are a lot of grains, and I think that's interesting. Semolina mousse is the greatest thing ever. I should try some. Oh, well, yeah, a lot of medieval recipes use spices, but the question was, were they English recipes? Oh, hey, speaking of spices, you know what's crazy? I'm just gonna tell you. I have a book called Feast of Thrones, and it's a cookbook, which is a Game of Thrones cookbook. And these two women, one of whom was a historical gastronomist, and the other one was part of the sort of medieval reenactors, the SCA, and they went through all of the Game of Thrones books, and every time George Martin described food, they went through actual medieval cookbooks to try to find the equivalent recipe, and they made this, and then they basically translated the recipes so that we could use them, because medieval recipes are sort of hard to understand unless you understand medieval gastronomy. So it's a sort of it's a cookbook that lets you make these recipes, and and so you had a Feast of Thrones, but Dave Crayon, so great, right? Like, so crazy, so good, and but of course it depends on the food. Like, I don't think I'm doing a cooking stream. I do not have the webcam set up for it, but it was really interesting to sort of do this. So. And like, what were they using for spices? Like for like some of the breads, like the spices were raisins, right? So they'd use maybe raisins or fruit to spice the bread. There was this one thing that we used for spicing, and it was this is the thing I want to tell you that was like the crazy thing. There was this sort of peas porridge that used saffron, so I went to this spice shop to get some saffron, and you know what? Saffron is expensive, y'all. Like, that is, like, saffron is more expensive than gold. Saffron is expensive. So, like, don't be a gold trader, be a saffron trader. That's where all the money is. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of bread, says Atomica, apparently an archaeologist found some Egyptian yeast in a jar, and he actually got it cleaned and made it into bread. Oh! What did it taste like? Hey, C Spiderbex, we were talking about how saffron is super expensive. It's super expensive. Saffron is the anthers of purple crocus flowers. Like, it's really hard to, like, gather it, right? For a while, it was more expensive than gold. I think some gold hoarding pushed it high. Oh. Very labor intensive. Yeah, like, it was just, like, it was super expensive. Like, I was like, this, okay. And Columbus wasn't looking for gold, he was looking for a shortcut to spices, and that is right. Because it has to be hand plucked. Don't buy it as powder, there you can get cheated. Oh. Atomica says, I forgot exactly, but he said it was good and completely different from what he was used to. That's interesting. Anarch W says, during feasts, they used special bread they used as a plate, and you weren't allowed to eat it when the feast was done. Those breads were given to homeless people who needed food. That's so interesting. Let's talk to our mom. I'm busy. Well, our mom doesn't want to talk to us, probably because we upset her. Probably because we got into a fight, and she doesn't want to talk to us. Yeah. Also, it looks like... B is not around. Yeah, no, she's mad. Mom is mad at us right now. Yeah. May was The thing is that May has a really hard time recognizing people outside of herself. She's super inward focused, and then she says hurtful things because she's not thinking about other people. There was an episode of the BBC thing in which they made an Egyptian style beer that sounded really good. Oh, that does sound good. Well, obtaining 1 pound of dry saffron requires harvesting some 50,000 flowers, the equivalent of an association football pitch's area of cultivation, or roughly 7,140,000 square meters. That's crazy. Best friend. Hello, Pumpkin. It's watching me, and I have no privacy. Whoa, I always feel that somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Remley! Hey, how are you? It's good to see you. That was a follow from Rem, who I was hanging out with in the Gen Con, along with Pumpkin, my new best friend. How are you doing? Remley! Oh, hey, we just got some bits from Rissa, and I'm gonna try to talk to Bruce because I'm interested in what Bruce has to say. Thank you, Devil Crayon, for putting the Egyptian beer thing in our media. Remley, how are you doing? But first off, I just have to say, we just got some bits from Rissa. Thank you so much, Rissa. And in honor of that bits donation, I'm going to sing for you "We're in the Money," as sung by Ginger Rogers, which would be in Pig Latin from the film Gold Diggers of 1933. Remley's doing all right, cranking out a D&D commission. I figured I'd throw you a follow. Thank you. Remley, wait for one moment. I'm going to sing "We're in the Money" in Pig Latin. And, you should be here for that because it might be important for you. Atomica, I'm going to get you there. Earway and hey, the anime. Earway and hey, the anime. Eve way at gale at way of way at X to te at gale on way. Earway and hey, the anime. E the ice skates are ani say. Old man, the idiot and pray. Ooh, yare, ooh, trevi, stay on way young rayo. E way of eat red lions lay of wet browns lay oot day. And when we see the end, Lord will look like the eye get right in the eye. We're in the money. We're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. And I think that was perfect, actually. Woo! Thanks, everybody. Bread just so juices other things from the food that the guests ate, which was all kinds of meats and other things, and was probably healthier than what the homeless people usually got. Rose oil is also crazy expensive because it takes a lot of roses to make a bit of oil. Oh, yeah, no, Remley, we do the serenades. It is a thing we do. Rissa reminded me that I have bits too, but I'm waiting so Trooper doesn't get out of singing twice. Sing for Atomica. I am going to sing for Atomica, but I'm going to sing Atomica 2 things. First, for Atomica, come on everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bow at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Atomica, 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 Batomica, banana, fanner, fo, Fatomica, fee, fi, mo, Atomica. Atomica. That was the name game for Atomica, but also, oh, hey, we've got some gift subs, all of us. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme. I need my cursor. Out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bow at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain. Then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time. And there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. But if the first two letters are ever the same, I drop them both and say the name like Bob. Bob, drop the B's, oh, Ob, or Fred. Fred, drop the F's, for Red, or Mary. Mary, drop the M's, mo, airy. That's the only rule that is contrary. Okay, now we're gonna get all these names. Wait, where's my cursor? I can't lose. Oh, I keep using my trackpad, and that's no good. I'm gonna hit all these names. First off, Devil Crayon. Thank you so much for these gift subs. See Spider Mix, see Spiders Mix, Bobby Spider Mix, Banana Fanafo, Fee Spider Mix, Fee Fi Momi Spider Mix. See Spider Mix. Mochi's mom, Bochi's mom, Banana Fanafo, Fochi's mom, Fee Fi Mo Ochi's mom. Mochi's mom. Tagged Aurora, Bo Bagdorora, Banana Fanafo Fagdorora, Fee Fi Mo Magdorora, tagged Aurora. Mr. Awful McPerson. Mr. Awful McPerson, Bo Bister Awful McPerson, Banana Fanafo Fictoffel Person, Fee Fi Mo Mr. Awful McPerson, Mr. Awful McPerson. That one's hard. Anarch Dovey, Bo Banarch Dovey, Banana Fanafo Fanarch Dovey, Fee Fi Mo Manarch Dovey. Anarch Dovey. I feel like with Mr. Awful McPerson, would I do Mr. Awful McPerson or would I do Awful McPerson? This is like the question. Would I go Awful McPerson, Bo Boffle McPerson, or would I go Mr. Awful McPerson, Bo Bister Awful McPerson? I could just say awful. I feel like I could just say awful, but then that's soup. I feel like, okay, I'm gonna drop the Mr. because it's an honorific, and we're gonna go with Awful McPerson. Awful McPerson, Bo Boffle McPerson, Banana Fanafo, Fawful McPerson, Fee Fi Mo Moffle McPerson. Awful McPerson. And Earway and Hey, the anime. Earway and Hey, the anime. Eva at Gale out way up, exte uted Gale on way. Earway and Hey, the anime. Either I skaze or ani say. Old man the idiot and pray we are heavy este unway on rayo. Eat every eat red lands lay of wet brands lay day. And when we see the end Lord will look left the eye get ran the IA. We're the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. Everybody, I'm so excited about that, and that makes me so happy. I just feel like I'm in there. Falafel McPerson. I mean, it's like falafel. First off, I do love falafel. Falafel is like super tasty, and Rimley says, take care, man. Gotta head out. Hard to write when listening to a stream. Though if I'm drawing art, it's a lot easier for me to tune in. I will keep up the zaniness. Hey, Rimley, just like the high five. High five to you. I'll give you a left-handed high five. Just like there. And oh, hey, Remley, do you stream? Remley? Because if you do, people should follow you. Ooh, I prefer lavash to a falafel. I do love a good lavash. Those are delicious. No, I was totally playing all over the place, like every which way. There was like all sorts of playing. And also there, I did that. Did I do everything I needed to do? I think I did. And there we go. I sing along every time. I can do about 30% of that now. Atomica, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get there and you'll be like fully in it. I think, high five! I used to, but not anymore. I poke my head in on Dot's channel, but a lot of my work is behind the scenes stuff like a ghost. like a ghost? You're like, whoosh. Or are you like that, like, you know, Demi Moore, what's his face movie with Whoopi Goldberg? You know, the guy from the Dirty Dancing and Roadhouse. And also, what's the one? Like Casper, Volpez. Thank you for the bits. I know the letter. Distraction bomb. Oh wait, Swayze. Patrick Swayze. Thank you, Mr. Awful Big Person. Thank you, Patrick Squeezy. A ghost who occasionally does pottery with Patrick Swayze. Yes. Collard greens are a vegetable. They are a green leafy vegetable, Ice Bunny. But to the point. Also, Remley, I hope to see you around more because, you know, and also, I hope I see you next Gen Con. That would be great, because you're awesome. Unfortunately, it's mostly phonetic. I haven't put in an effort to compare it to the normal version to get every word down with understanding. Yeah, I have to, it's taken me a while. Like, I was mostly phonetic, and then I'm like, now I'm actually hearing the words in my mind, you know? Earway and hey, the anime, like all of that I've got. Earway and hey, the anime. Eve at gale out way of way at wakes to take gale young way. All that I've got in terms of like knowing what I'm saying. Earway and hey, the anime. Either I skays or ani say. Oh man, the Ashen pray, we are a to stay on the young rayo. Ewe of the idle adlands lay of way brands lay today. And when we see the antler, we'll look left there, I got right in the eye. We're in the money, We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. Like, I actually really feel like I have internalized the language at this point, and it's that one little thing that just gets me tripped up, and I mostly have it, but it's like the you are through, you've done us wrong. Ooh ye are thre you uste unwayong reo. Uste. See, I think there's like ooh ye are thre Uvie uste anu. And I feel like I know what that is, but I think there's a difference between what it actually is and what she sings. Cause she says, Uye are, I think she's Uye are thre, Uvie uste. Yeah, that's what it is. Uvie uste unde usre. Uvie unde. You've done. Uvie unde. Uswe ongreo. Uvier, I've got to check, but I believe that's what it is. No, I hear words in my mind. You know, Levi. Oh, you're good. Okay, good. If you're road tripping, then we're gonna have to hang out next time, Emily, because I want to hang out more. Levi, I was asking people if they hear words. I will ask you all, because I hear words in my head. Like when I'm thinking, like I actually hear words. Like I can hear a conversation happening in my head. Like I can hear my mind going, what do you think about that? I don't know. Like I actually hear like an audio thing in my head. But I was talking to some people and they said that some people said they don't hear words in their head at all. Do you all hear words in your head when you're thinking? Like, do you hear actual words? Because I do, but somebody was telling me that, and I ran into like 2 or 3 people who said that they don't actually hear words in their head when they think. So I want to know, do you, like, where are you all at? I want to know where you're at. Mr. Ultimate Person, I will tell you what Pig Latin is in 1 second. Yes, the only problem with the video is when the girls come out in the center, and I always notice that the girl that looks like Mila Kunis, I get reminded of Springtime for Hitler. I see words. Is that the same? Oh, I hear myself think usually, but not always. Yeah. I hear words. I don't see images though. Sometimes it's conceptual. We did get our animes. Sometimes I hear words. Sometimes I read words in my head. We're talking about whether or not you hear words in your head when you're thinking. Like, do you have an audio soundtrack with your thoughts, or what are they? I hear words, but I've had people tell me they think in pictures. Yeah, I can see mental images. It depends. Like I can see mental images, I can hear words, I can have them both together. Like, I can close my eyes and I can imagine a scene with people talking and hear it. Like, I can imagine like a film. Like, I can imagine a film with audio in my mind. I can just have words if I'm like right now, hold on one moment, like here we go. So right now I just heard, I'm hearing my voice in my head, but I didn't see any words because I wasn't imagining words, like I was just hearing things. And sometimes I get concepts, but like I have both. Focus, game focus. Yeah, you hear and read, and sometimes I read, Mr. Awful McPherson, sometimes I read. Talk to Bruce Lucent. Mr. Awful McPherson, Pig Latin is this thing that is quite old. It's like, there are a number of these sort of like funny languages, and it's quite old. It's sort of slang, it's a slang language, but it got really popular in the United States in the 1920s, but there are a lot of different versions of Pig Latin. And in Pig Latin, what you do is you take the consonant that starts the word, you put it at the end of the word and add a. So here we have May, she's saying, breathe some fire already, dude. And in Pig Latin, that would be Eth bre umse irfe already way ude. And if the although if you do it the Ginger Rogers way, it would be Eth bre umse irfe already de ude. So yeah, so you take the consonant at the beginning of the word, you put it at the end, and you add ay, and that's Pig Latin. I wonder what my voice sounds like in Troopers. That's a good question. Your voice is a little deeper than mine. In my head, your voice is a little deeper than mine. It's not a lot deeper. It's just like a little bit deeper. Oh, no problem, Mr. Awful McPherson. I'm sorry. One oblum pre, Ister May Awful McPherson way. And that's Pig Latin. If you ever hear things like, if you ever saw like a movie from the 30s where they say Ixnay on the oblum pre, that would be like nix on the problem. So like sometimes you'll see like movies from the 30s or 40s will have some Pig Latin in it. Yeah, so like, and oftentimes in my head, y'all have my voice, but maybe just a little bit different. Like, Jer's voice is a little gravelly in my head because, you know, Igpe Attenley, because, I don't know, he did fire breathing, and so I imagine him having like, kind of like a slightly gravelly voice. And like, Ixnay is like its own word now, it's true. Pumpkin, well now that I've met you, your voice sounds like your voice, because I've met you now. We're gonna talk to, Bruce. Howdy. You waiting for someone? Well, I think I'm being stood up. A date? Not the kind you mean. Honestly, a big part of my job is someone calling, me heading out, and them not showing up. You were meeting them at the statue of Saint Rubello. Yeah, the fire-breathing guy, who like ate people? That's a bit of an oversimplification. Oh, you're right, that is the preacher. Sorry. Thank you, Rissa. I was thinking it was the old guy, Bruce, but you're right. You are correct. I've always wondered what the world looks like for someone else. Like, are the colors the same? What is it like to talk to me? That kind of stuff. Oh, those are very good questions. You're right, it's the preacher. You're right, Jer, I have heard your voice. I have. I still make it a little gravelly. Are we talking about mental voices Super has for people? Okay, I'm curious. You're right. Sorry. But yeah, basically. Cool guy to have a statue of, outside of the church, I mean. Well, I didn't put it here, but can't we learn something from Saint Rubello? Breathe fire, eat people. Breathe fire. Breathe fire! Sure. This statue is part of our Encourage Criminal Acts outreach. It's working! Oh May. Oh, I've heard Sal's voice. I've heard. Here's our homeless guy that I wanted to talk to. but we're just gonna sort of just give it quick. Oh, hey, there are goths out here. Like, yeah, it's like Tom Waits Gravely, right? Yeah. I wonder if she's misunderstood. Hey. Hello? Hey! Traveler from distant lands, you have journeyed far, and it has brought you here to us. Actually, I walked like 15 minutes from my house. I feel like, Sal, I feel like I have heard your voice. I've heard your voice. Ice Bunny, you have a cute German accent. Walker, far from home, we will tell you of your future. But first, be truthful. Tell us, which of these have you seen? A shipwreck? A ghost on a hill? An arrow broken? Broken? Really? You're all like 14-year-old goths. Why am I answering this? We saw the ghost on a hill. We saw the ghost. First, we defend a blessed first. False. You have failed. We cannot help you. You may see us once more, but it is not certain. And then never again. Oh, okay. Have fun, kids. Fun is all we have. Do you like practice that talking in turn thing? You're not gonna narc us to the pastor, right? For being out here? Nah. Cool, thanks. Wait. Oh, Anarch Debbie? Right now, your voice is, Anarch Debbie, your voice is still my voice, because I don't yet have a different voice for you. That's all. So you're still three weird teens I met. So you're still my voice in my head at the moment. So a lot of people are like my voice, maybe just a little bit different, because like I'm sort of narrating it. It's just not totally different. Cult 101, we are not a cult. Hey Bruce, you gonna go down to Harfest tonight? Anarchist Trooper 2.0. Now everybody's like Max Headroom. Dunno, maybe. Keeping myself. You should say hi if you're there. I'll be there. Okay. We'll see, I suppose. Look, we talked to all the people. We are going to be... I'm all high-pitched and squeaky. Three weird teens. I feel like it's not a pun, but it could be. By the way, I had such fun interviewing Rocket Fox yesterday for Gamer Stories. Yes, Rissa, you actually just sound like you in my head. I just hear your voice. I think some of it has to do with like how much of a vocabulary I have for someone. I have an androgynous voice, which confuses people, and then they get angry. Mr. Awful McPerson, those people are bad. Also, I need to find the rat babies, and I don't know where they are. Why is this college girl talking to me? Am I a project? Is she Discovery News? Yeah, I bet Bruce is thinking those things. Yeah, you know, it was really good. And talking to Control's a very posh. Oh, Control is posh, eh? I've heard Control's voice. Hey, look, I'm looking for, this is where I need to go. I need to get up there. I need to get up here because, there is like there's a window that I need to get to. Must be from the south then. Oh. I'm going to ask you in like 4 seconds. I think this is them, right? I think this is them. I'm pretty sure this is where we have to go. Yes. Yes. We're gonna feed the baby rats. Baby rat do 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 do. Baby rat do 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 do. Baby rat do 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 do. Baby rat. All right, my little miracle rats. Time to eat. Am I gonna like? There are 3 of them. Oh, there's more of you today. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be bad. How dare you, Trooper? How dare you? Good thing the food you stole isn't super perishable. Yeah, you need more food. Yes, you do. I'm a little worried about all this. Like, I don't... Look, it's... I just wanted to share it with you. I wanted to share with you the baby sharks. Baby rat. Just, yeah, I feel like we're gonna get one big rat king and it's gonna be bad. I'm a little concerned. That's all. So we're gonna go, look, I know how it is. May's gonna go and break, May's gonna go and break light bulbs with Greg, and you know she is, and like that's just, she's cultivating the rats for a later meal. And she's gonna do it. She's gonna go and she's gonna do the thing. I know she is, and we're gonna just go and she's gonna do it because that's how she is. Is it weird that no one has mentioned that orphan arm for days now? Maybe. I'm a little worried. Hey, Greg. So what's up? I'm very interested in this light bulb smashing. Hell yeah, dude. Rat Kings are super creepy. I can, but I feel like I don't think we have the choice. I missed. Okay, here we go. I'm ready. I got one. Boom! We're such delinquents. Ow! Ow, jeez! Jeez, May. I think I missed that one. We're smashing, because we're delinquents. You should try hitting it with the bat. We're delinquents, and so we break things. Bam! We really like vandalism. It's a thing we like. Also, ow! Ah, what the F? I think that we don't have a lot to do in our town. Hit it! Ba-blam! Is he gonna hit me in the face again? I did the math on how much these things cost. Yeah, this would totally cost... Ow! Ah! Okay, I'm done. Before I lose an eye... yeah. It would be really bad. Greg rules, okay? So what's up? Nothing. So so we did some bonding with Greg. It seems super dangerous. I feel like May's like, yeah, hello, sad cat. We're gonna go home. I think we've talked to everybody. We're going home. Yeah. Then you usually get beer at the shop that gives a shit and go to the playground to get drunk unless you have the parents I have. I don't even, hey, you know, TiVo, this is a question that I really don't know the answer to. I don't know how there is a small cat as well as a big cat. It is very disconcerting. My babies are all fed. Mama don't need to steal today. Okay, now I want a pierogi. Yeah, when May stops it, you know it's stupid. Angus is the best bear. Yeah, I do love Angus. We're going home to get dressed for Heartfest, apparently. This is what we're doing. Hello. Well, May has her little rat babies, and maybe when they grow up, they'll become a rat king. Hey, that car had a little sticker on it. We're... Another cool thing about Redemption, there are a ton of canon characters Kristoff meets, like his sire, Katerina the Wise, who claims being from Carthage, even though she isn't. Though there are a few weird things about it. For example, you meet Arden of the Golden Lane, and you kill him, but he's actually alive. Yeah, what if May is just fattening them up? That's all she's doing. Let's, is there anybody I can talk to on the computer? Doesn't look like it. Hey, Sharkle. We're gonna get dressed for Harfest. What are we gonna wear? The same thing we always wear? Yeah. I'm worried about this, everybody. You know. I want a donut. Sorry. I wonder if I can get donut through Grubhub. Probably not. Dang it. Oh yeah, normal clothes. Oh yeah, time to get spooky. What are we gonna wear to get oh, sweet. Witch dagger! We are wearing a witch dagger, everyone. And, this makes me excited. Oh. I bet there is a place that delivers ice cream sandwiches. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. No. Everybody, that outfit reminds me of Over the Garden Wall. You can get Grubhub donuts. No, I'm not going to look right now. I was told that I'm supposed to play a game. Not necessarily on the internet, but I was told I was supposed to play a game that's a new thing. What is this? No sleep, Harfest. Maybe I should look. So, no, there's a, it's not the name game, although it's, Team Fortress Tactics. It's a new thing that it's like, apparently it's the new thing that all of the cool kids are doing. Hello? It must already be out. Yeah, her parents are gone. No sleep till Brooklyn. Team Fight Tactics. I think that's what it's called. So it's apparently like a chess, like it's a chess thing, maybe? I was told I should check it out, that it might be fun. Harfest! I feel it. I hope her parents are not dead. It's a spin-off of League of Legends, so I ain't touching it. Trooper stream do. I can't jump, everyone. Oh, splash 'em fortune. Let's go get our fortune told. I don't even really know anything about League of Legends other than it's a MOBA, right? Massively online battle arena. And apparently all the MOBAs just are spin-offs of World of Warcraft, right? Fun fact, we don't have Halloween. We have St. Catherine's and Martin's Day. On Catherine's, you dress up as a female ghost, and on Martin's, a male ghost, regardless of sex. Well, that's cool. Mr. Awful McPerson, I want to visit Estonia. I want to visit Estonia. I want to go to the place where you are, and I want to visit it. It sounds really interesting. Oh, B Boodle. Good night. But isn't Dota basically World of Warcraft or battle arenas? What's Dota? D-O-T-A. Of the... Yeah. But my understanding, Halloween is overtaking. Oh, that's a bummer. It's toxic as hell, but the characters were made. No, my understanding is that Dota basically came out of World Defense of the Ancients. My understanding was, tell me if this is wrong, I thought that it's Warcraft 3 PvP, because it was like all those battle arenas that were happening in Warcraft. They used to be. Then they retcon. Oh. Dare you spion? Thank you, Krellin. It was a mod for Warcraft. I knew it was like Warcraft related. I have never done any of them, mainly because I'm not super... Like, I played World of Warcraft for a long time, but I almost always did everything solo. I would get into raiding guilds just to do raids, but like I just like to do everything by myself, which I suppose defeats the purpose of an MMO. I thought Dota was... yeah, so Dota came out of World of Warcraft, and then there are a bunch of them. And now Team Fight Tactics, Team Fight Rocket Team, Tactic Team Tortellini. Ooh, do I want tortellini? I'm hungry. I solo MMOs all the time. There is no purpose. Yeah, when I do MMOs, I'm mostly solo. I'm just like, let me see what's here, and I wander around. Team Fight Tactics. Team Fight Tactics. Dare you spin the wheel of destiny? Explain. None can explain the power of the wheel, save that it is an unknowable circular soothsayer. Oh snap, is it gonna say the sooth? The sooth shall be said. Okay, I'm into this. Oh, so there are things happening, and they're not gonna tell me how it goes. I hope I got a good thing. I only played 4. A mighty spin, a commendable spin. So I'm getting like daggers. Similar, I like playing MMOs with people I know in Meat Space, yes, but not really random groups. So I mostly play solo, but I would have like a friend and like we would like play together. So if I know the people in real space, then I didn't think it's fun to team up. But generally, I just tend to like go solo. What does that mean? Your fortune is your future. A place you will soon be. Forever. Okay, that checks out. Your card says much. In your life are those who would harm you. Do you think it's... Who would harm me? But also those who will protect you. You shall know both in your time. What does that mean? Yeah, main 3 daggers, less good. Less good. The rats will hurt her. So some people are cool, some people are assholes? Language. Sorry, this just seems like a random fact about life. The cards do not lie. The wheel that chooses the card is unknowable. So this is unknowable truth? You have learned much, child. I'm 20. Well, that was interesting. May the wheel ever spin in your favor. Oh, all right then. It seems very vague. Right, it looks like the 3 of Swords is what I'm feeling like. Greg doesn't seem to care if May electrocutes herself. Like, I'm a little worried that maybe Greg is that person. Jer, you know your tarot. What does 3 of Swords tell us? Hey, look, there's a parade. Hello, parade. Let's get the... Hold up. Colleen, how do I get into this thing? God damn it. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I'm a little worried about what's gonna happen here. Welcome to Hearthfest Spooktacular Water Balloon Toss. You know what to do, or can you figure it out, or can figure it out pretty quick. Okay, let's go. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Kali! Class. 3 of Swords is sabotage! Sabotage! 3 of Swords tells us we need more swords. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna toss this. Oh. Woohoo! You hit the spooky ghost. I did. I'm a scary spirit and I've been hit. I'm gonna haunt you for that. I'm extremely cold and wet. Ah! Oh no, I'm dead. I'm dead again. Oh, hi. Oop. I'm moving around. Oh no, you hit the evil witch. Ah, which way will I go next? Ooh, going this way. Ouch, I'm gonna hex you up. I'm gonna hex you up. Ah! Ah! Oh no, I'm melting, I'm running away. Oh, hey, you are a little different. Oh, hey, you're hard, okay. Oh, you are really hard. Got you. Oops, I'm the pumpkin. Wow, you are hard. Got you. You hit me, the pumpkin. You got me, the pumpkin. Wet. Hey. Rattle, rattle, I'm a skeleton. Hey, people, skeleton. Ha! Clickety clack, you hit my bones. Oh. Well, that sure was something. I got 17. On behalf of the Possum Springs Town Council, we urge you to support local business. Kali's Estonian for kvass. I thought Three of Swords was needs more hands. Cucumber Bear. Hello, Pumpkin. I'm the Walrus. Goo goo gachoo. More games need Halloween-like events in this game and in Bully. Oh yeah, I played Bully. I enjoyed that game actually. The music reminds you of Final Fantasy VI, yeah. And enjoy a historic home. Possum Springs. More Kathleen, no. More like Awesome Springs. Okay, we're done. I feel like this is the sort of game for our May. Oh, Kvass's root beer. Oh, I knew you had root beer in Europe. I'm a little sad I can't jump. Look at everybody enjoying Harfest. Ooh. Let's go visit our friend. While Walpurgisnacht doesn't get enough love, Spooky Spring Halloween. Ooh, yeah. It's not the same as US root beer. Tell me more about that. I'm not doubting you, but I want more information because I'm interested. Tell me more, Devil Crayon. Pumpkin Kitty! Kvass is about 0.5% alcohol. Oh, we do have hard root beer in the US. Like, we do have alcoholic root beer. We used to have it all the time, but then it kind of went away. But it is back now. Not Your Father's root beer is one of them. So that's sarsaparilla. Is there non-alcoholic sarsaparilla? More stuff. Hey, hey. What you up to? Seriously? We're putting on this year's Harfest pageant. I think it's made of rye or barley. Oh, kvass is usually made from rye bread. Oh, yeah. We do. It's all the rage again, right? Oh, I should try Not Your Father's Orange Soda. Yeah, so alcoholic. So apparently root beer used to be alcoholic all the time. Grog, right? And then it's sort of like with basically U.S. root beer is sarsaparilla and sassafras. Yes, there is non-alcoholic sarsaparilla. Drank it a lot as a kid. We had a wider diversity of alcoholic beverages, mostly sort of microbrews before Prohibition, and then when Prohibition hit, it killed a lot of small, alcoholic root beer. Like, it killed a lot of these smaller things, and because Prohibition was 13 years, and so a lot of small places shut down. A lot of big places sort of moved over to doing sodas, and then when we came out of Prohibition, a lot of those small businesses never came back, and so we ended up getting these kind of major, large corporations were able to make it through, but the small ones weren't. So then, post-Prohibition, our our diversity in alcoholic beverages in that way, like brewed things, was less, but cocktails came out of Prohibition as well. So because we had basically people were drinking unhealthy gin, like rubbing alcohol, and that didn't taste good. So like cocktail culture sort of came out of Prohibition. So that was interesting. Yeah, sort of Atomica has it, like beer died, but cocktails rose. I did like Smirnoff Ice. Now it's a bit too sweet. And American beer is weak and watery because those were the brews that could get back up and in distribution first. That's right. Yep. Krellin has it. And yeah, it's so interesting, right? It's so interesting the way in which, like, I think Prohibition is so fat. Like, for a long time we lost cider, farmhouse, small beer, but now it's all coming back, and I think that's really interesting. Oh, right, okay. Live from the old pickaxe. When's this thing supposed to start? 10 minutes, I think. You think? Oh, this is a nightmare. Why did it ever agree to do this? Chamber of Commerce owes me big for this. Oh, Soviet Union had a prohibition, and Finland also? I wonder how many places did have prohibition. I kind of just imagined it was mostly the US being creepy. I didn't realize there were other major countries that also had prohibition. Interesting. When was prohibition in the Soviet Union and also Finland? When did they have prohibition? Ooh, that's a good question. Because people died in U.S. prohibition. Jeez, I hear you. What? Okay, so here's the thing. You won't have many lines. What? I've had like 3 no-shows. Why? Because this whole thing is stupid and nobody cares about it. B, please, it's a fun part. B. Yeah? I will totally save your ass. I might have this memorized from when I was a kid. Probably not. They rewrote it like 6 times in the past 2 years to be spookier. So it's like 20% actual history now and like 80% spooks. So it's like fake history now. I'll say like, yeah, so it's like fake history now. It's like the bad remake that doesn't respect the source material. It starts off normal, but gets... Anyway, you got like 5 minutes to look at your lines. Psh, I can wing it. Mate, please don't wing it. Okay. We're going to be in a play. 19 teens to 20s and a Gorbachev anti-alcohol play. Oh, that's so interesting. Apparently, Russian-Soviet prohibition started with the last Tsar and went through 25. That's so interesting. That's so interesting. I want to learn all about Soviet prohibition. Like, that is the thing that I want to learn all about because I'm so interested. Like, I want to know, like, how did prohibition interact with, like, the golden age of Soviet poetry, like in the teens and 20s? There was all sorts of, like, amazing Soviet poetry at that point in time. So, like, what is the relationship between those things? May and B need to date because B is the only one that can keep May in line, but it would be horrible for B. Krellin, this is true. This is true. Homemade Pontica became popular and a lot of people died. In Scandinavia, they made alcohol expensive because the winter is so long and dark and folks got drunk. The night is dark and full of terrors. Get drunk. Oh, I didn't see ye there. Be ye ghosts? Are ye here to hear the tale of how Possum Springs came to be? The SDP leader started taxing alcohol more, so he's now depicted in Soviet-era anti-alcohol posters. Oh, that's so interesting. Through the mists of time, I see weary fur trappers from 1793. Brother John. Yes, Brother Stevens. From this vantage point, I do spy a deep hollow, and within a great dead tree, and besides with which a spring. Blessed are we, Brother Stephen, for truly my throat is parched from these long and arduous travels, and carrying these 300 beaver pelts. Let us make haste, O excellent brother. This I think is supposed to be the play that's about the forming of Possum Springs, maybe. We'll go with this one. Ho, travelers, spare a crust of bread for a needy woman. They like me. Yeah, I think it's the town origin story. I know, I'm trying to do the bad acting. I'm trying to do it. Top quality acting. Haggard witch. Horrible to look upon. Cruel young men. Ye did not even offer one of thy 300 fine beaver pelts to warm my ancient bones. I shall curse ye and the... yeah, we're gonna get some curses going on. Curses. I shall curse ye and thee, and this very night ye shall perish. I am fearful. Steady, brother Stephen. Teen Titan Rivers says, totally, that's how B is. I'm gonna think of Atlanta Nights and it will totally inspire me. I did not venture out into these hills to joust words with a hell hag. I was born among these trees, neath a harvest moon, and ye shall die under that moon. Brother John, I am frightened. Hex upon them. Maybe the town was founded by Mormons. I don't even know. That's right. See, if you say I'm fearful, then you know that you're fearful. Faith, brother Stephen, art thou so easily shaken by the ramblings of an old crone? Come, help me carry these 300 beaver pelts. But little did anyone know, Stardew Valley, that the witch did not curse in vain. Yeah, I feel like they have to be Mormon, right? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Help! Help! They could be Quakers. They could be Quakers. They wouldn't be Pentecostals. That's too early. Arteries. The witch only cursed my arteries. Yeah. Jehovah's Witnesses, but they're too new, right? Jehovah's Witnesses are fairly new. We wouldn't have, well, actually, they wouldn't be Mormons either, because it says 1793, and we didn't have Mormons in 1793. That's too early. Thomas like, I call people all the time because I don't like remembering people's names, because you're just like, you don't have the range. So they wouldn't be Mormons or Jehovah's Witnesses because that's all too new. Yeah, May's like all in because she's like into it, and they're like not into it. Probably Puritans, right? Who will help a poor traveler? Anabaptists. Yeah, I bet there's some kind of Anabaptist sect. Oh, it's Greg. Jinx! Jinx. By the moon and stars above us, sir. I beseech thee. What is thy trouble? You're in this? Yep. Ah! Witch! The cult is America. It was a leftover from pro wrestling. You call everyone brother so you don't actually say their real name around fans. Atomica. When you call people brother, I have to put down my controller for this. When you call people brother, do you do it like this? I'm gonna tell you, brother, what you gonna do when the macho man comes down on you, brother. Like, I'm just asking, is that how you do it? I feel like they wouldn't be Anabaptists because I feel like Anabaptists would react very differently. Maybe. Some sort of Benelux Christian sect, probably. Yep. I swear thee, friend, that this very day, this horrifying crone did curse my brother and I to die. No, we don't want to talk like Hulk Hogan anymore. Hulk is bad. Fine. Swoons! We camped by this very spring beneath the dead tree, and even now his body lieth upon the earth, lifeless, as a pile of 300 beaver pelts. Memory. Oh, it chilleth the heart. A curse upon rude young men. When being funny, yes. If not, then just casually. It's part of being familiar with strangers you're about to trust you to drop you on your head for safety. Fine, brother. That's not... She has cursed the spring, and now I shall die. I'm sorry. That death was really good. That was good. No ways be chilling hearts, playing a video game immersion ruined. Wow. I am also undone, for I have drinketh of the water. Don't leave me here, Greg. That death was good. Bye. And yet, even why is bad comedian acting so good? I don't know, but it's so good. It's so good. This is the Oscar-winning death. Like the ragdoll physics, it's a brilliant. Speaking of ragdoll physics, I remember everyone was like, you remember Max Payne? Max Payne 1, and everyone's like, it's so great. But I remember watching it was like, bodies don't do that. Like, it looks weird. Like, ragdoll physics looked weird because bodies didn't do that. It was weird. And yet, even there, the curse's lust for blood would not be sated. Apparently, I did a little bit of sassiness with Night in the Woods physics engine. Yeah, it uses epic, unity. Could be a strange Jewish cult offshoot, be in her family. Could be. Gaze upon them, gaze upon these spirits. Brother, we are now ghosts. I am tormented by the accusing glare. Yeah, so they built a town around a deadly spring. Why do they do that? Nobody knows. It doesn't tend to be a good idea to build a town around a poisoned water source. Hey, but don't ask me. I don't know. Of 300 ghostly beavers. It would seem that all who die here are cursed to never leave. Doth that witch know what she hath done? They had to stop to bury all the dead people. By the time they finished, they had constructed the whole town. And that's why they're all in... Yeah. Crap. For each man is determined on his path, and each path leads only to his end. Okay? And yet, each path may lead to places unknown. You! What? We have an entire swath of civilization called Tornado Effing Alley, and you're questioning... Okay, that's fair, Atomica. This is fair. This is fair. Well, they didn't found a town here. It's just a giant cemetery. The people are all ghosts, and that could also happen. And it is poison from the... Yeah. You! I know, I love that line. From the bus station. Young witch, it is I, the god of the forest. Just didn't expect you to... And that ain't that the way. So... Witch, thou hast tarried too long in this world. I banish thee to wander in the night, through the stranger places. Oh God, how did you know? What? We'll go with this one. Oh God, how did you know? Young witch, let me speak wisdom to you. We begin and we end at night in the woods. But that is not the whole of the story. People, what's going on in this game? This is... people, everyone. I feel like we're in a moment in this game. We just got the name of the game, title of the game. The way we started is here. This is your line. Forest God, thou hast no power here. How do you know so much about me? We're gonna go with this one. How do you know so much about me? Young witch, I know more than thee could ever know, for I am as old as these trees. Wow. Beware as you go, for there are ghosts. Woo! 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 Yeah, May is definitely weirded out right now, right? They begin and end in the night in the woods, so it's a crucible. Yeah, roll credits. It was Axe. Best video game theater scene still belongs to Life is Strange Before the Storm. I haven't played Before the Storm yet. I clearly have to do that. Take care. I have to play Before the Storm. Because I haven't done it yet. And so was founded then this festival. On Halloween we shall celebrate the dying of the year and the founding of Possum Springs. I, Mayor Ghost, decree it. The beaver population suffered a decline. Naked girls performing rituals in the woods. That's always how it happens. We need to have like a witch scare. Agreed, Weird Vectors. It was beautiful and I got so teary-eyed and laughing at the same. It was perfect. I haven't played Life of Strange Before the Storm. What is wrong with me? Why am I wrong? I clearly need to play this. We'll play it. You selected two wrong options. Right one was always correct. Right, but I wanted to mix it up a little bit. I need to play that. And now our biggest exports are corn and pumpkins. We used to be the county seat. Fine. Actually, the myth of the Wicked Witch is the product of centuries of persecution by... And that's our show. I know, but I didn't always want to pick the left one. I wanted to mix it up a little bit, you know, because I feel like May would do that. I feel like May would like give the right lines sometimes, but then sometimes she wouldn't. That's my feeling about May. I feel like May's that kind of person who's like, I totally won't mess it up, and then she would, just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't finish this games first. One of the last nights I spent in my former town I lived in, I heard people playing the drums and chant, so I'm in. Before the Storm is good, different studio than the original. Oh, really? But they gave the gifts away. Oh, okay. Well, I want to see it. I want to see it. Okay, look, I imagine Possum Springs was a county seat in like the 1860s. That's what I feel like. Be careful as you leave here, for who knows what may lurk in the darkness. Also, be sure to pick up a flyer on your way out from the Possum Springs Chamber of Commerce. Support your spooky local businesses. Ooh, if I were gonna run an Old West campaign, an RPG, what if I did play the original Life is Strange? I did. I don't know. I mean, some people were not happy about the death, and I'm like, I don't know. It was sad. I still don't know how I feel about it. No, that was Left Behind. No, yes. The Last of Us. Last of Us had the fungus zombies. And Life is Strange was about the sort of college student, the high school students. Before the Storm gives you some intense moral decisions that no clear... Oh, well, if I get intense moral decisions with no clear solutions, then I'm totally going to go for it. No, yeah. Last of Us had my death record. Yeah. I need to... Yeah, I have mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings about the whole thing. Geez, thanks, guys. I'm never doing that again. So what are we doing now? Well, I'm going home. Angus is making dinner. We're going to watch horror movies. Can I come? It's more of a date thing. Oh. What are you doing, B? Chamber of Commerce folks are going out to the buffet out by Ham Panther. Kind of have to go. Business stuff. I hate this. But you're good at it. Both of those things can be true. Can I come? Nope. Okay. Well. Good night. Night. What's going to happen in this game, everyone? I have a bad feeling. This is garbage. I have a really bad feeling, everyone. Look! Somebody just got kidnapped. Somebody got, what the? Somebody got kidnapped, everybody. Somebody just, what the? Oh my God. Somebody just got kidnapped. Hey, anyone? Shit. Yeah, oh. Pant. Where the hell did he go? Shit. Yeah, this is, well, I was told that the game has a turn, and I think we might have run into it. Look, it's the creepy dude with the person. I think that person is looking at me. That person is looking at me. May, go home. There's a guy up there on the hill. He stole some kid. He looked like a ghost. A ghost, huh? Or something like that? May, you shouldn't be out here doing whatever it is you're doing. No one should be out here. But there's this guy. I'll drive you home, May. No! May, now. Ooh. Yeah, well. So I want you to know that I'm gonna close it when we get to the end of the moment. Yeah, I just told you about a kidnapping. Yeah, there was a kidnapping. I wouldn't have said the ghost thing, but like, also, am I in a dream? People, it's bad. I think this is a dream. Also, it's creepy. Okay. We're getting buzz, controller buzz. People, it is getting spoopy, everyone. Part 3, The Long Fall. This is what we're going to call it for the evening. You know it. Like, I just have to get to a save point, and this is us. Hold Y to save and quit. People. I'm gonna go get food, but I can't just leave just yet because I feel like we have to have a conversation a little bit about that. They do. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna bring my chat right up here so I don't have to look at two different screens to chat with you all for a moment. Yeah. Yeah. That happened. That Devil Cray was like, so that happened. I did not get my donut pumpkin. I didn't have time. I had to go and like find a friend and like deal with my luggage. What do we do? What do we do? We saw somebody get kidnapped and nobody believes us. And what's going to happen in Act 3 of this game? Oh, I don't know. I know, I missed the food truck. I didn't get there in time to get it. I need a donut. Beat up the cops, kill the kidnapper. I don't know what's gonna happen. People, this game has just taken a turn. It has taken a turn. It has taken a turn. I hope we don't, maybe if May was less of a little shit, people would believe her Krellin. This is true. And things are gonna get uncomfortable when they find that body. If they find that body, maybe they only find an arm. Oh. Ooh. Okay, so look, next Thursday we're gonna play and we're gonna find out what happens. And oh yeah, we'll just throw light bulbs at the person. It'll fix it. It'll be fine. Just throw in the light bulbs. It'll be great. I'm a little worried about them thinking that May might have done it, but maybe they'll listen to her, but she's such a delinquent that nobody listens to what she says at all because she's like whatever it is. Wah. So apparently this is where the game picks up, everyone. Apparently this is where the game picks up. I think this is it. Oh, thanks. See, right? San Francisco, like, and it's a nice purple, so it's got good color. Oh. Yeah. A small, time-stuck New England town. Nothing can go wrong there at all. Nope. Nope. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it will be fine. So everyone, you know what this just made me think? Now would be an excellent time for a Twin Peaks video game. Little no combat at all, until detective work and narrative built from characters and interacting with them. Yes. Yeah, thanks, Rissa. I like this purple. I don't have a lot of things in this color, but I think I should have more. I feel like I'm really excited to find out what we're going to find out next week. I don't know. It's going to be bad. But where are we at? So here's what's up. I'm going to get food, and in a little bit less than an hour, I'm going to be hosting Critical Role on my channel if you want to watch it with people who are not 50,000 of them, and very nice. So I should let you all know, you can, if you want, I'm going to host so I have, if you want, I've got a Discord. You can join the Discord if you like. You can follow the channel up there if you want. And I also have a YouTube, which is currently the archive of all of the streams if you want to catch things there. I also have a Twitter, Academic Foxhole, if you want to find me on Twitter, where I don't know, I say things. I feel like my tweets are, I feel like I don't have tweetness. And then I also have a Patreon, which I am using to help do things like cosplays, but like the big goal is to build up so that I can get a weekly RPG stream and pay the cast as well. And so, you know, I'm working on right now getting some one-shots. There won't be a one-shot in August because I'm gone for Gen Con and this one vacation, but I'm hoping to get a one-shot in September, just like get some one-shots in, and then when we build up enough for our Patreon, then do full some weekly shows, and that's what we're looking at. And TR is in an hour. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, so that would be 4 a.m. Central European time. 3. Oh, I am not doing cosplay making planes. I am getting costume pieces and then putting them together. I'm going to the costume shop and I'm getting hats, you know, and also fans. I'm like, let me go to the costume shop and get a fan, or go to the costume shop and get a pipe. That's what I'm doing. But for the shows, you know, for the shows. So that's it. You can find me. Fans are amazing. You can find me tomorrow at 2 p.m. on the Greyhawk channel, where I'll be playing Adric the Emo Dwarven Cleric. And I've got to get my poem written tonight. And then Saturday, you can find me on my channel here, doing Horizon Zero Dawn, the DLC, at noon. And then next week, Wednesday, we've got Gamer Stories, a little bit of Atlanta Nights, and then we'll be interviewing Flowers for Algernon, and then doing it again. And Jared's correct. That is not a pipe. So that's it for me. I will see you all. I'm going to get some food, and then I will see you all for the host. If I don't see you for the host because some of you Europeans need to go to sleep, I will catch you on the flip side. I will see you later, everybody. Thank you for being here. You all are amazing, and be good to yourselves, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye, everybody.